that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another exciting episode of Sports DTM Live. Yeah, Sports DTM Live. We're here another Thursday night for Thursday Night Live. And in studio, we have no other than Eddie. Eddie, what going on, man?
I'm here now. How you doing, Tiga? How's the weather?
Cold, you know. Yeah, man, I get cold.
I get chilly.
Yeah, man, that time of year again, you know, getting chilly. Yes, Sports DTM fans, there's a lot of exciting things been happening in the world of sports. First of all, we want to say congratulations to Elaine Thompson-Era for naming World Athlete Female of the Year, Female Athlete of the Year. Eddie, you want to send her a congratulations?
Yeah, man. Big congrats to Fast Elaine, you know. She had a tremendous year, a tremendous season, and this was expected. And congrats, the entire Jamaica is happy for her, and we are continuously proud.
Yeah, man. So big up Elaine, big up yourself, Elaine, for winning that prestigious award. Yeah, finishing the 2021, a good thing. And we have a lot of things to talk about tonight. Yeah, man. Tonight we're gonna have a strong debate. Yeah, because we sent out a poll. And Eddie's gonna take over that part, you know. Yeah. So we have that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah. So we're going to definitely start off by talking about the Ballon door, or what I call the Ballon door, because it's a long story. I'm not for it. I don't think the award is credible. However, Lionel Messi has won his 7th Ballon d'Or title.
Yeah.
He won it this year, so he now leads Cristiano Ronaldo 7-6. So we hear Chevron saying that Haka should have won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, so we have to pick up all the people who have joined now. People, if you join, remember this is Sports DTM Live, and remember to do your things, smash that like button. Yeah, and if you're new, just subscribe, share. You understand? Come on, call your friend, tell your friend that Sports DTM Live is here. And the show is on the road. And we have a lot of things, a lot of interesting stuff to talk about tonight. We might have a special guest. You may never know. Might join the show. But Eddie, go and talk about the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, and we did a poll here at DTM.
Yes, we did.
Who should have won the 2021 Ballon d'Or? According to the polls, Lewandowski is leading 55%. Jorginho, 11%, and Messi, 34%. So officially, the people have spoken. Robert Lewandowski should have won. It's here in the poll. So I know this is not a Dan Anderson. This is not a Dan Anderson poll, but you know it's pretty credible. You know, but fun and joke aside, let me know what you guys think. Who should have won? You know, the Messi lovers will say Messi hands down, like Tigat. But I believe Lewandowski had a great season.
Yeah, but he did have a great season. Did have a great 2 seasons. But guess what? Messi had a perfect season. So you have to say, although he had a good season, Messi had a perfect season, you know. And if you put in everything aside, you know, Messi top our theme season with a Copa. You understand? So Messi had a nice season and just top it off with the Copa. So I'm sorry. The man, you have to give credit where his credit is due. The man know how to win. You understand? It's just like if you have a boxing match, you know, and 2 fighter fight, and the more experienced one may lose, but him just know if he carry it to the final round, just stay upon him foot, and him just might win the fight. So that makes him know what to do. You understand? And he did what he have to do.
You mentioned the Copa America. I think that is what pushed Messi over the edge for voters.
Yeah.
You know, leading scorer in that competition, top assist man in that competition, winning that competition after years and years of failing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Going to a lot of finals.
That's what I'm talking about.
But should it be the case? Because
you're looking at that season, Eddie. You're not looking at you're not looking for one instance in the season. You're looking at a complete season of a football, whether it be international, domestic, or anything. And that them look overall. You understand? A whole entire football season. You understand? And Messi do what he has to do.
But the thing now, Tigat, what is the criteria being used by these people? Because we see them shift the goalposts almost every year. Last year they didn't award any winner. I wonder why. Lewandowski was clear favorite last season. But they didn't have a competition.
And because of the pandemic.
Yeah, but everybody played games. It affected everybody, but it affected everybody equally. But what I'm saying, it affected everybody equally.
Yeah, that is true. But the game was shortened. You understand? The game was shortened. So guess what?
All right, let me give the breakdown of the top 10 first, and then I'll tell you how much votes they got. So Lionel Messi number one, Lewandowski 2, Jorginho number 3, Karim Benzema number 4, N'Golo Kante number 5, Cristiano Ronaldo number 6, Mo Salah number 7, Kevin De Bruyne number 8, number 9 Kylian Mbappe, and number 10 Gigi Donnarumma. In terms of the votes though, it was very close for the top spot. Messi 613 votes compared to Lewandowski 580. So basically we're looking at 33 extra votes for Messi.
Okay, yeah.
Just 33 votes. So it was tight in terms of the voting. As I said before, maybe the Copa America push it over there for Messi. But what do you think about Jorginho? 3 titles and finishing 3rd. Champions League with Chelsea, UEFA, Euro with Italy, and the Super Cup with Chelsea as well. 3 titles, number 3. That show you how important they look at the trophies.
Yeah, that was a trophy, but what was his personal stats? You have to look at the personal stats,
I like how you bring that up. Did Jorginho perform any better than Karim Benzema, Mo Salah, KDB, Kylian Mbappe? When you look at personal performance, I would say no.
Right. Yeah, but you see, una try separate. They're putting everything in everything in the basket. You understand? They're putting personal stats in the basket, and they were putting overall titles that the club or country win. So you can't differentiate. Not because him not do good in one, him do good in the other. You understand? And that's why Messi win it over the brother. Because Messi do good in a domestic and him do good also in international.
But to be fair to Lewandowski, he's playing for Poland. And Poland not really good. So it's unfair.
That is not the film fault.
It's unfair. Yeah, but if you're going to measure national accomplishments, so heavily, it's not a level playing field, because certain powerhouses will always have an edge. The Argentina, the Brazil.
But remember, Messi have not won a major title since he put on the Argentina colors.
So that's why I'm getting it, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
The sentimental and emotion. That should be a criteria.
No.
I remember. He would have lost finals with Argentina and still won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, because he performed. He performed good enough. He performed up to the final.
Come on, but you would have other players winning things for country. That's what I'm saying. Is not the criteria is all over the place.
Hold on, but them stats is not good enough like his. You understand? Their stats is not good enough like his. Oh boy.
Let us look at big up Guru.
Guru, big up yourself.
He's saying when I look at the overall stats, Messi got the edge. No,
not talk about Guru.
I was looking at a different stat, because in terms of goal contribution, Lewandowski. No man, Lewandowski kind of edge it for me in terms of the stats that I looked at.
Right.
Let me read them out. And this does not include, I don't believe this includes friendlies.
Right.
But Lewandowski, 54 goals, 8 assists. Messi, 40 goals, 16 assists. So in terms of goal contribution, Lewandowski will be leading.
Yeah, but look on the position. Messi play midfield and Lewandowski play centre forward. Who will score more goals? The midfield and the forward. What do you mean? What do you mean?
It don't matter.
Of course it matters.
It don't matter.
All right, when they play fantasy, Zane, when they play fantasy, who get more points when they score a goal? The midfield or the forward?
We're not talking about fantasy figure.
All right.
Let me tell you this. Hold on. The year when Magic won it. You remember Luka Magic won it, you know?
Yeah.
Him scoring a bag of goal?
No, but him win the World Cup.
He never win the World Cup. Magic from Croatia.
I did. Yeah. Him win the World Cup. No, sorry. He never win the World Cup.
He win the Champions League.
And they went far in the World Cup.
They went to the final and lost.
Yes,
in the World Cup.
That's what I'm talking about. They went far in the World Cup, not winning the World Cup. Sorry, they went far in the World Cup.
So are we looking at no? So are we looking at trophy? It no matter. Him no win nothing. Are we looking at trophy or statistics?
All right, hold on. Croatia is not a football nation, just like Poland. You understand? But him carry them to the final of the World Cup. The World Cup.
And last.
You understand? Yeah. But him carry them to the final, him carry them on them back. And plus he was playing good for Madrid. So him
but CR7 was the better player for Madrid with all the goals. No, so you see where I'm getting at. So technically speaking,
yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo was a better player for that season. It's just that.
All right, hold on. Yeah, for one part of the.
It's just that Croatia went further in the World Cup.
Hold on, right? Does that matter?
Yeah, but you can't use that figure.
No, criteria.
Yeah, but he never win it. He never win it. So a criteria now.
Hold on, him not for winning. Think of far and Cristiano Ronaldo. So
part of the criteria is who go far. Who go far. Come on,
man. Yeah.
So what about the players that will win it for France?
Eh?
You see what I say? One of the players that won the World Cup.
All right. If you're gonna say that, Zane, if you're gonna put Christie and Luka in the thing, when I talk about 2013, when Frank win everything. And Cristiano,
I never win it.
Cristiano win it. Cristiano win it. Right. So you can't do that.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't do that. You can't.
That's what I'm saying. For sure, it mix up. They keep moving the goalposts. You got what I'm saying? Because that year, nothing seemed to matter then. Because the man win everything and still never get it.
Well, that's sorry, brother. But anyway, congratulations to Messi.
Yeah, congrats, Messi. But unpopular. I'm going to say something controversial, but I believe that I don't think any of them, Cristiano, CR7, or Messi, will be winning any other Ballon d'Or award. So the folks, because they might come to the end of their career. So I believe because we're not seeing Messi performing well right now.
Hold on.
In just the PSG is not performing well. You know, me not say them a win no more. So them say, all right then. Remember it was a tie, so them say, all right then. Messi take the lead.
Hold on. No?
You understand?
Hold on.
Not them now win no more.
When Messi lift the World Cup, when Argentina play Jamaica in the final, the Reggae Boys in the final, and Argentina will win. See? So when Messi win the World Cup, you're gonna give it.
That now got.
You're gonna give it. Maybe that now got.
Alright, one word. You think the trophy is credible? Remember, it's not a FIFA. People in the comments, let me know you think if it's a credible trophy. remember, it's not a FIFA trophy. It's just some people in France that's all right. Let me vote on the best player. Who we think is the best player. So yes or no? Is you think it's credible?
Of course, it's what the journalists and everybody out there is saying. You know, it's just like how we're talking now. Is that what people saying? But people in you know, who have more saying at the football world is that the man say. So I think it's a credible trophy to me. I think it's credible.
No.
Yeah, to me, that's why you asked me a question.
So even though about see, Guru is saying it's not credible, but even though I've highlighted some of the faults of the trophy, the award, you still think it's a credible award?
Of course.
And we have a lot of, over the years, you know, we see one bag of rubber take place, you know, in terms of players. I remember the year Nedved won it over Henry. And Henry was immense that season. I never win it. So it's just who you like at the time. It's not, I don't think it's the best players. It's who them liking the most at the time. We see Cannavaro, a defender, winning it. Italian defender winning it. I think after the World Cup 2006. So, you know, was he the best player? No. We've seen Van Dijk performing at a much, much higher level than Cannavaro and not win the title, the award. So I don't know what to say.
Well, just so it go, you know. But I think it's a credible award. It's been going on for years, but through your favorite players,
man,
winning it.
It has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with Ronaldo.
Favorite players.
No, Ronaldo never deserved to know it close in this thing.
Okay.
Messi had a better season, but not a better one than Robert Lewandowski.
Guru has said too early whether or not they will win another award. I say that too, Guru. Yeah, man. I said that. Think it's too early. Eddie, I call it too early. You understand?
People smash the like button. I'm going to drop the link if I want to join. If I want to join the panel, and drop the link in the comment section.
Read that. The Guru has said again, Eddie. He wants to say
Cannavaro stats. No, I think it was just based on the fact that the Italians won the World Cup. They had a good run, unexpected, beating the likes of Germany. I think Germany, who was the host of 2006? Was Germany? You know, I think it was Germany. So beating out a good teams along the way. It was a rock at the back. That gave him his move to Real Madrid, I believe, after that World Cup. So good performance, but in terms of, it's still not the best player in the world for that year. Yes, as Guru was saying, Germany was the host. I remember that World Cup in 2006. I'm an Italian fan, by the way. To show you that I'm not biased. And I didn't Cannavaro should not have won. So I'm being fair, calling a spade a spade. All right, let us move on to Andre Blake.
Yes.
Mr. Blake.
Super performance.
Yes, last week we highlighted the fact that he was voted number 2 in the MLS.
Right.
And now we've seen him put in a monster performance for Philadelphia Union.
Super performance.
Saving 2 huge penalties in the semifinal. So now the Philadelphia Union is through to the Eastern Conference final in the MLS.
First time in the history.
Yeah, so he's bouncing back from his critics, so to speak.
Right. Yes, but the award, he has won it already, you understand? And we thought he should have won it again, but guess what? He never won it. The vote was like 27, I think it was 27%, but the vote was very, very low compared to the American goalkeeper that won it. You understand? And we as Jamaican, we feel we're upset. We wonder how did Blake get such a low vote? But guess what? He came back and they had a semi-final game, and he did it there. It was the game ended on 0-0. Didn't have much to do, but when it come on to the penalty shootout, he was standing tall. You understand?
Yeah.
Spread out himself. He saved 2 of the shot, and 2 went over the crossbar. So he put out a national hero performance for the Philadelphia Union. So they're in the final now. I think they're waiting between, I think is Red Bull and another side. New York Red Bulls.
Yeah.
And another side they're waiting on.
Yeah, man, and congrats as well to his fellow teammates and fellow reggae boy players, Albus Powell and Corey Burke.
Albus Powell. Oh yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah, they're also through to the final. Through to the final.
Can't talk to them now.
CC, you can join the panel in a CC. Big up yourself, CC. You can join the panel. The link is there. He's saying, Eddie, remember the categories. Let me bring this up. Eddie, remember the categories, individual and collective performances during the year. Right. Player class, talent, and fair play. Player's career. All right. I still don't see that criteria being consistent every year. I think some years one is treated super, highly. There are more weight placed on one criteria some years, and then the next year is the other criteria is used a lot. So as I said, no real consistency, and that's my only problem with the Ballon award. Big up JR. JR said why? Why for what, JR? Why for what, JR? No, miss that. I must say that. Yeah, so once again, big up Andre Blake onto the conference final, along with, Albus Powell and, as I said before, Corey Burke.
Big up yourself.
So CC will be joining us soon.
Okay.
People, you're now tuning into Sports Down the Middle. Like, share, subscribe. A lot of persons are subscribed, but please hit the notification bell. That's very important, so that you don't miss when you upload the new content, the new videos.
New content, and when we are going live,
you're notified. Yeah, we realize that a lot of persons have not clicked that notification bell. Click the bell and make sure that you click all, because you don't want to miss anything, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Maps, Adrian Mariappa. Moving to Australia, Tigat.
Yeah, what? 4 months without a club, I think.
Yeah, he's left. He left Unattached FC, and now he's going to play in Australia. Thoughts on that? Money move, end of the year, end of the career type of move. No environment.
Yeah, that is good, and to me, he's getting some games. So when they call him up for the Reggae Boys, you understand, he'll be match fit. So I'm glad that he's playing some football. Yeah, because he was 4 months without a club. And I think maybe the whole time he was playing active game is when they call him up for the games, so the World Cup qualify. That is not good. Yeah, that is not good. And he's starting, you understand? And we down the middle used to have a problem with people unattached, understand, playing for the Reggae Boys and stuff like that. We always have a problem with that. And we can't see players who have played for them club and I perform for them club don't even get a call. And some of them will get a call and they're on the bench. And people who is unattached, they are playing football. That not look fair. That can't be fair. That can't be fair nowhere, no how. That cannot be fair. You understand? See, like,
big up Guru. First time on the live. Welcome, Guru.
Welcome on the live, Guru. The link is there if you want to jump on. You can jump on and say a piece and jump off back. Yeah, but I'm saying that it is very unfair for other people, playing for the club, playing the art out, and then them Yeah. Big up yourself, Chris.
Welcome, Chris, the sports guy.
Yeah, man. Bless up, James. Bless up.
Yeah, so that's it. So I'm glad to say Mariapa, he get a club and he'll be playing kicking some ball. Chris, what you say? Wait.
And one thing though, T-Gat, Mariapa has always been one to, keep him body, up.
Right.
Even though he was without a club, always in good condition, fitness-wise,
Right.
always look up. So we must commend him on that. He's now going to be playing in Australia. Not the strongest league. However, we hope that it will continue, get the reps in and, be ready for when we call him up. Chris, what are your thoughts on that, though? Especially the travel time, to travel from Australia down under, to come to US and then to Jamaica to play a game. That is pretty much 24 hours worth of traveling.
Yeah.
And looking at recovery and all of that.
Yeah, but I mean, for Adrian Mariappa, he knew what he was getting himself into when he was going over to sign for that club. And I know that he wants to play some football, because he's trying his hardest, because mathematically, that Jamaica is not out of qualification yet, so he would want to get as much game time as possible. But of course, he would know what he was getting himself into in terms of the logistics, going from Australia to USA, from USA to Jamaica. So he would know how to balance that out. But I'm actually glad that Adrian Mariappa is back with the club. Did a couple months, out of a job. Was at Bristol City last, but they decided that they didn't want to keep him. So for a couple of months he was unattached, but I'm glad to see that he found a club, MacArthur, in Australia. So we'll see what he brings to that league and to that team specifically. So I'm glad that Mariappa is back with the club now.
Yeah. Good stuff. But on a not so good note, we have one player leaving Unattached FC and another player that will be joining Unattached FC. And T-Gat, our good friend, Mr. O'Neill Fisher, will now be joining Unattached after he was released by LA Galaxy. Thoughts on that?
Wow. I don't know.
Not unattached.
Not unattached. We still with unattached. From them unattached.
Yeah, a lot of players know what Unattached FC.
You understand? From them unattached, then they should be in the Reggae Boys. You understand? They should not be in the colors. You understand? That is just my thought, my opinion. You understand? People don't throw no buckle, don't buckle me. But I think from them not playing for a club, you understand, they shouldn't be in the team, because they have other players out there that are playing for the team, performing for the team, and they are not in the Reggae Boys side. Or even if they get on the Reggae Boys side, then they're on the bench. So my feelings to the unattached player, no, them play for your club, brother. But a top of boy still, so I'm still gonna get called up. You understand?
Yeah. What you think, Chris? O'Neill Fisher now will be playing for Unattached FC. Can he still get a call up?
I mean, Ravel Morrison did. So there's no difference.
True.
For quite some time, Adrian Mariappa is a prime example. He was not playing for a club when we started for a couple months. So before we started our World Cup campaign, before we started our World Cup qualifying campaign, he was without a club. Bristol City let him go, and he was playing World Cup qualifiers. So let me tell you, guys, even though O'Neill Fisher, we know, is not the best right back in the world, he has been a stalwart in MLS. Remember, this is a guy that has lifted the trophy for MLS when he was playing with Seattle. Was a rookie in Seattle Sounders, turned into a starter at Seattle, and did well. Was a starter at DC United. Of course, had that horrific injury. Came back from that injury, and worked his way up. Got caught by LA Galaxy and scored his first goal for Jamaica against Honduras. So I'm not worried that he won't find a team because he's a decent enough player to find a team. He's not terrible. He's not horrible. He's not below average. So I think that O'Neal Fisher will find a team. He just probably have to be unattached for a little bit, but I mean, we know that he's good enough to find a team. But I'm kind of surprised that LA Galaxy let him go. I don't know who they're going to plug in that right back position to be effective for them. I guess they wanted just a change of scenery, LA. So we'll see where they go from there. But I think that O'Neal Fisher is going to find a club eventually. So it's here nor there for me. We've had players for unattached for the past year and a half that has been playing for Jamaica. So this person, O'Neal Fisher, is no different.
CC, welcome. Welcome to the DTM Live once more.
Yeah, man.
Do you think that clubs will be lining up to sign O'Neal Fisher now that he's free and disengaged?
Well, it has to do with his agent, right? So right now the agent does have the work cut out for him to put out the work to get him to a club. So basically, but to be honest with the whole Fisher players not being playing for a club and being called to the team, that's the whole problem we have with the team from the time. So right now, for example, as Chris said, other persons have been called. So they really can't use not being attached to a club right now to stay in and call it. You understand? Because you did it before. So basically, you set up precedents. That's why you don't set precedents. You know? Not even if the man are messy. If you're not playing a ball for 6 months, you know, call him brother if you're not act with no club. But we don't set a precedent already where we already been calling players that are unattached. So Fisher has already been in the campaign and him in the pool. So why not call him again? Where some players might not be active during this period also that are in MLS and USL. If some of them don't get a club in January, they might not even be active anyway. So they even though they're associated with a club, they won't be playing in the football. Because the season only Blake right now is playing. Blake and Alvas and
So the season is done. Yeah, that is true, CC. The season really over.
Yeah, so
you understand? Yeah.
That is why it's something that I think because Fleming's apparently there was a thing out there saying Fleming's might end up in
France.
In France. Because you have to start because remember all their season is I think based on the break, they wouldn't start January. So January would still need to be somewhere playing football.
Right.
So by the time the next World Cup qualifier comes around, a lot of these guys won't be playing if they don't get them a club. So
CC, and I remember serving right, you know, when they're talking, I think some of these players used to play MLS, used to come down and play for the Premier League clubs when the season was up.
Yeah, because
man. Come to think about
Andre Lewis, Corey
Burke. Yeah, right. You're right, man. You're right. So you're right.
All of these guys will be in the same bracket as Fisher, as not playing them.
I'm not playing. Yes. You're right.
You're right. Therefore, that's what I say. It kind of sticky come January.
Yeah.
When you pick the squad because a lot of guys will be playing, and then they can't get to the game. The next part of it is this: they can't be playing for any club until January. I remember based on the FIFA thing, they can't.
And the transfer window, so they cannot move until January.
They can't move until January. Right.
Them on a break for the entire December.
December. So JFF need to call a camp.
Exactly. That's the best thing would to call a camp.
Yeah, Tapa need to call a camp.
Even for call a camp in the last 2 weeks of December, bro. Give them a couple times.
But the thing about it, right, I'm just assuming. I can be wrong. You understand? Then maybe then they are yard right about now. I spend Christmas with them family. So call up a camp. Instead of have them go party and all them same thing there. Call up a camp. When they pick some part.
One party.
Yeah, to the party.
Nah, stop party, man.
No, but I'm saying, all right, that's what I was saying. The whole camp thing comes in. But here's where the controversial part of it is now. For example, a Jamalo will be playing, if not injured, who will be playing the entire December if he's not injured, and then he will be playing up to the World Cup qualifiers, right? If he doesn't get called, what is the basis on you not calling him? Is it that they can't bother with all the situation is with him and his club and where and what is it the basis? So at the end of the day, there's so many factors. There's so many factors that would affect it. That's why I'm saying, as Chris said, you can't really use something there right now at this point, only official.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
You get me?
Yeah.
But what
The pandemic messed me up.
Yeah, but after this though, I don't believe in a player not being attached to a club, not playing regular something the football. Means that, for example, practice is all good and well, but match fitness is a total different thing. Mm-hmm. So if a player is not match fit and is not playing football actively, I don't think they should be called to the national team. That's just how it is. Whether they have been a good servant or not, after this campaign, we should try to move away from that. You understand? So we always have active players playing because we don't want to find ourselves not having active players and setting a precedent.
Yes,
so
definitely.
When we want to drop a player, we can't drop a player because that will look controversial. You understand? But as we say, Eddie, he will find a club because he have an agent, so the agent will work on it because a lot of these guys, as we say, will be looking for a club come January to go on a loan move to actually play some football until MLS restart and USL. So in and around that time, he'll find a club, man. Even if anything, if the local Premier League starts, who can tell he might end up come out here and play for a Cavaliers or a Portmore United. It all depends.
Yeah, that's true. Big up Travis. Travis and I was checking in. Smash the like button, guys. So yeah, for me, in terms of unattached, I have no problem in it, as long as for persons that are newly unattached, like the Fishers, I have no problem calling them up because they're already in a rhythm. Is the problem only lies when they are players unattached for long periods, and long periods of time, and that's the problem where just simple training and run up and down is not enough. You need the match fitness. So that's my only issue. So all the best, Fisher. Hope your agent can put in some work and you get a club in the January window. Moving on to Mikel Antonio. 2 goals in 3 games for Jamaica, but we are now seeing him struggle for club. Is this a worrying sign? 5 games, no assists, no goals for West Ham. Is this something that we should worry about going into the January window? Tigat?
Eddie, the man is scoring for country. That's all that matters. If no one scoring for club, that's okay with me. He's scoring for country. You understand? So we have we had a problem with this before, but not internationally. When Tapa had the Reggae Boys first, I think it was his first team, there was a player in Tivoli, and I make mention of this already, named Roland Dean. Roland Dean was playing for Tivoli, and the first season he was on fire, and then he get called for Jamaica, the Reggae Boys, and he was scoring for Jamaica. People started to ball out. Roland Dean now score for Tivoli again. Him now score for him shouldn't be on the national side. So the question was there, which one was better? Was he better to score for the national team or better to score for the club? Tapa dropped the man off for the national team. You understand? The man was on fire for the national team and Tapa dropped the man. And the asked him, which one prefer? Which one do you think was better? Yeah, which one do you think was better? Scoring for club or scoring for country? You understand? But guess what? Tapa, as long as the man has scored for the country, keep him on the side. We're not too worried
No,
about.
I'm not saying we should drop him from the team, No.
Okay.
I'm just saying, because you have certain players, farm players, they do well for club, they bring it over to country.
Right.
So
but I think it's going at the Premier League, One half of it they start scoring with a goal, a little in the middle they stop score and then they just pick it up. You understand? A lot of the fouls them do it. You understand? Salah, you understand? Vardy, Kane, you understand? It just pick the moment. So I just think it's just one at a time now when him just not scoring. You understand? Him soon start score again.
Yeah, but this season though is not really. If you see it, the first half of the season is shaping up not to be as strikers first half of the season. If you really look at it, only Jamie Vardy as an out-and-out striker, and even Mikel Antonio has scored a few goals. Other than that, the guys that have scored goals have been wingers, and stuff like Salah, Sadio Mane, those guys, right? So
Jota.
yeah, so if you're really looking like Mikel Antonio not scoring right now is as a result of like the whole team play, because West Ham kind of have become a bit stagnant. Like it reach a point where them look like them not holding on in top fours because Arsenal not good. They not pass.
You can't say that thing. You can't say them something upon the program in the season.
All right, boss.
No, CC. You can't say them something upon the program.
Yeah, say them something.
Because Arsenal failed to capitalize.
Yes, that's better.
That's why they haven't been in the top. Because Arsenal could have been in the top 4
Today, yeah.
Because West Ham been a slip up. So you realize that the cracks right there. Because remember, West Ham are playing in Europe and they're playing in the league. It's not an easy task to play in Europe and play in the league. You have to have a deep squad. And
then they don't.
Yeah, and then December will be a pact. Something that the only thing I worry about with Mikel Antonio is December. Because December is turning up to be a rough fixture. So more than likely, because I think Chelsea has 9 games. I would have to look at the West Ham fixture. But I don't
in 5 days or something like that.
Yeah,
man. Five games in 9 days.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah. 5 games in 9 days.
The thing I'm worried about is him being injured, because he plays games up until the window, right? So it's just worrying about him being injured and not being able to come and play. That is just my major concern. Because looking at Mikel Antonio, he's going to get goals in the CONCACAF. You understand? But getting goals in CONCACAF might be, this is sound controversial, but it might be easier than to get goals in the Premier League right now.
No, man, that's a fact,
Yeah, but if you look at it, and it's not him alone. Remember, Jamie Vardy, the Hurricane, score how much goals against some minnows? 4-4, hat-trick and 8 things. Hurricane are struggling at the Premier League.
Yeah.
Hurricane want to go City, but that's a different story.
No, I know what I'm saying to you is, yet still, even when he's in the games, even if you look at the games, him still a struggle. Whether I want to go where he want to go or not. Other strikers are finding it difficult to find the back of the net. Lukaku had struggled after just start score until he got injured. If he didn't get injured and because there are up to about 5 games, he never score a goal. So he got the injury kind of mask, and I make people bash him like that. So the injury kind of ease off the pressure off of him. But if you realize he was struggling also, so for Antonio now, it's not him alone right now, really. But I'm not really worried about the goal scoring. I think to me this season he might end up with 15 goals, and that would be a lot of goals. Good season for him. So we just worry about when him come here, if him can stay healthy.
I think we'll probably expect too much from him now, because if you check his history, I don't think he has scored more than 15 goals.
He hasn't scored more than 10
in
goals.
The season, or 10 in the season. So
yeah,
this should not be surprising. He got off to a good start, 6 goals early, and now going through a drought. Yeah. Chris, if you're worrying about this, going into the January window, as CC said, the fixture list the fixtures in at this time of the year is very hard for EPL. No break, so they're playing pretty much every other day, going at it. You think that will have a factor, Ristafin being injured, tired.
Well, Mikel Antoni is a strong youth. Overall, I just think that it's not going to be worrying for me because as you see, Mikel Antonio, he has gone through a lot of transitions at West Ham, and I think that overall it's not going to be as worrying for me. And Tigat said it best. As long as he's scoring for Jamaica, to be honest, I'm fine with that. And we need to not forget as well. But stick up in Travis, young team that for St. George's College. So I'm not even going to go into that.
Never want to bring up that enough, Chris.
And the reason why he asked me,
boy.
the reason why I'm asking me is because I'm actually a former St. George's College.
Yeah, me know.
So,
Me never want to bring it up either.
He knows, but a lot of them are from Pepsi 2 years ago, so you really can't knock them. A lot of them are 14, 15 years old playing against some 18, 19 years old, 17-year-old at JC. And some of those players are playing in the Premier League. I was the commentator for some of those players. So I'm not expecting anything spectacular from St. George's. But anyways, back to what I was saying. We need to remember that Mikel Antonio is not playing terribly in these games that he's not getting goals or assists. Having some good games. He's just not getting the goals or assists that he wants. And I think that it's not troubling for me. I want to see what he does in the December Premier League fixtures to see what's gonna happen, how he plays in those games, because it's very important how he comes off the back of those games in December. Because remember, our fixtures for World Cup qualifying starts back in January against Mexico here at National Stadium.
Yeah.
So it's going to be something that I'm going to pay keen attention to. And I think it starts in this match here against Chelsea this Saturday. What he's able to do, or what can he do to cause any problems for Chelsea on that back line. So we'll see what happens. But for right now, I'm not worried at all. It's not like he's playing terrible and not getting the goals or assists. He's having some good games. It's just unfortunate. So not worried at all, man.
There's one player that I believe everybody is worried about. Leon Bailey.
Yeah, he's prone.
Yeah, picked up an injury against Man City.
That's what, 2 injuries in less than 2 months.
Yeah, he's becoming injury prone.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
It's not good.
Not good at all. Yeah, because when you look at what the type. Listen, we can bash Leon Bailey for not performing all we want in Jamaican colours. On a good day, Leon Bailey is a top winger in CONCACAF. No doubt about that. That I can say definitively with no apology and with no stutter or hesitancy in my voice. Leon Bailey is a very good player. Very good. We know how skillful he is. We know how potent he can be. We see this man down a dominant team in Bayern Munich. Remember, this is a team a year later. This is the same team a year later that Leon Bailey scored twice against. This is the same team that ended up winning 6 trophies in one calendar year. The second team to ever do so in the history of football. And the other team was 2009 Barcelona. So that's how good he was. And it worries me because we know his potential. We know what he can do. We know his skill set. We know how dangerous he can be. But that does not matter when he's injured. This man did not start the World Cup qualifying window. Remember, September and October, Leon Bailey was not playing because of injury. And now he has picked up another one. And it's troubling because, I allow if injuries never stopped him and he continued that form from the Everton game, there's no doubt in my mind he would have at least 2 goals so far in World Cup qualifying. But because of injuries and rehab and being hesitant in playing and giving your all, that is going to spell problems for Leon Bailey. And I'm kind of worried about that. I don't want him to be an injury-prone player.
Yeah. Because we see a lot of examples where players like this, pick up one injury and then another and then another. And
Mario Götze is a perfect example.
Yeah.
This is someone that has scored in the World Cup finals against Argentina, against a man, Sergio Romero, who I believe had you given a goalkeeper the tournament would have been right up there with Manuel Neuer. And this man has scored some good goals for Bayern, good goals for Borussia Dortmund, but injuries really plagued him. And Marco Reus is so glad that he's not as injury prone as he was, but that also stopped the momentum of Marco Reus as well, who played for on a good day could start in any German team. So I think that being injury prone is something that I don't want to happen to Leon Bailey, and it is looking likely that it will. So I hope that he goes somewhere, because take Stephen Curry for example. Stephen Curry, when he came into the league, had an ankle problem, and he did something about that, went to a conditioning coach, and we know what happened from there. Stephen Curry is the best shooter of all time in the history of the NBA. What I think that Leon Bailey should do, and I'm pretty sure that you, Eddie, you, CC, and you, Tigat, can agree to this, is find a conditioning coach. Maybe something is going on that he's doing that the conditioning coach can say, listen, Leon, you're not doing this right, or hey, Leon, try it this way.
Right.
And I think that if you get a conditioning coach, because certainly he has the money to do it, if he gets a conditioning coach, guys, I think the right conditioning coach will get him back to top tier. And I think he can be dangerous if he gets the right conditioning coach.
Just to add to that, Chris, Michael Antonio is injury prone too, but he's taking care of himself. You understand?
He's just now starting to do that. He's speaking about changing his diet and all of that.
Right.
And
so
he has been seeing results so far.
Right.
Listen, I can tell you the biggest player I've seen injury plague his career, and he never really fully fulfilled his potential until the last couple of seasons was the Netherlands guy, Arsenal baller.
RVP?
No, yeah, Robin van Persie. I've never been fit for a season. Always injured. And I see the 2 seasons.
And then him go Manu.
Exactly, that's why. And he won back to back. I think he won back to back golden boot, if I'm not wrong. And he ended up winning the league because I think RVP, had he not been injured, maybe he would have replaced Thierry Henry in terms of who is the best foreign striker to actually play in the league. So, a lot of these things, as I said, injury can derail your career to the point where, you don't see the best of the person, because we know Leon Bailey, to me, can be one of those guys who say, one of the guys in the league where we can rise to the cream can rise to the top. But the injury thing doesn't really, if we don't get it under control, then he might have a good career, but not the career that was expected.
Yeah, and we know how difficult and physical the EPL can be. So
Ronaldo is a great example too of injury plaguing him. R9, brilliant player. No doubt had he not been injury prone, would have probably been the best footballer till he ever laced up a boots.
Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo, R9. Injuries plagued his career too. So I think that injuries is just something that's very, very terrible, man. And you see that hamstring, gents. Hamstring is one of the main injuries for those footballers that have the potential to become the greatest, but end up not becoming that stalwart or that standout player because of injury. So I like I said, I think Leon Bailey needs to go to a conditioning coach because maybe he can say something to Leon or have him do something that changes how he does things, because maybe something is going on where he's maybe doing something in training or doing something on the field that maybe the conditioning coach can catch with his eye and come to him and consult with him and say, Leon, go this route, not this route. Go here, but not there. Or maybe try that, but not this. So I think if he's watching this, and I hope he does, he needs to get a conditioning coach. Trust me.
And Timan in the comment section is saying Liam Bailey should probably need to talk to Mikel Antonio about what he has done to control his injury problem.
Maybe Mikel as a conditioning coach, maybe.
Yeah.
But look at Daniel Sturridge. No, I was just wait. All right. Even Daniel Sturridge, if
could stay fit, no time.
Yeah, if not for injury, the goals. Remember, this guy scored I think 50 something goals in 90 something games. I think for Liverpool or so. If not for injury, you get me. So he was a good player. If you look at Daniel Sturridge, you will say, this guy was a good player, top talent, good player. But what we want to see for Leon Bailey is top talent, great player. You understand? Like hitting, actually making something they're reaching that standard. But I mean, the injury thing is something that you really can't, as in you can't really control getting injured, but you have to minimize the risk of being injured. So it's just that.
Yeah. Let's see what Adrian is saying. His injury also needs to be managed properly. Yeah, definitely. Trevor said RVP got fit when he went to Man U. Yeah, pretty much. And won the title. Well, let's shift back home. I heard Minister Grange speaking the other day saying that we might not get the 15 to 17,000 persons that we were hoping, for the game against Mexico to be in the stands. Thoughts on this? Is this a big setback? We don't know there's a new variant in town, so how it's there already with the virus. We don't know what will happen, but feels as if 2 steps forward, 5 backwards. Will this be? This is not confirmed as yet, but she's like saying that look, don't get our hopes up. We might only get the 5,000 that we got before, or a little bit more, but we might not get that half full stadium that we were expecting. Is this another blow for Jamaica, Chris?
Well, put it this way, I understand where Minister Grange is coming from, because there's a new variant that is within the air. We don't know how far it has spread. We don't know every single part of the world. We don't know where every nook and every cranny and every crevice it spread to, right? She's not definitively saying that, listen, it's not going to happen. I just think that what they're doing, and I hope this is what they're doing, they are monitoring it for the time being. I mean, the World Cup qualifiers, I believe, is but it's in late January. So I think that they're trying to see what happens, especially over the Christmas, guys, because if we're allowed to walk up and down and be free, because the cases, the positivity rate has gone down significantly. We're getting less than 30 or less than 50 cases per day, and it has gone down significantly. I think they're watching to see how it happens during the Christmas holiday, the Christmas time, and then they make a decision. That is what I think that they're trying to do. If that is what they're trying to do, I don't have any problem with it. Because you as a government don't want to say, yes, this is going to happen. And then when you let them go, then the case is boom, go sky high. I just think that they need to monitor it, which I hope that they're doing. If they monitor it and they see that it's fit, I think that they're going to allow more than the 5,000 fans into the stadium. You saw what it did for us against the United States. We know the controversy behind that. So I think that the fans are very important. I stressed before the match that the 12th man for a national team or the 12th man for a club is very important. When the players walk out and look at that, when you see the Azteca Stadium, when you see the many stadiums in the United States, the National Stadium, the Office in Jamaica, when you go overseas, Wembley in England, when you see a lot of those stadiums and the players walk out to the roar of the crowd, then I think that is important. So I think they're just trying to monitor it and then make a decision, but I don't think they need to hurry it up and state it, because they could say, all right, we'll allow 15,000 people, and then after the Christmas holiday, which I pray it won't happen, then it's a spike, and then them just going to take it back. We, the fans, are going to be angry about that, because they say, but I thought you were going to let more fans, and now you're taking it back. So I think they need to monitor it, especially over the Christmas holiday, and then they make a decision. That's my take.
Yeah, man. Welcome, fellow DTM members, Adrian and Kurt.
Gentlemen, good night.
Good night. The fans, the one thing I don't want though, you see, I don't want no docile fans and docile players when we are matching the stadium, because I think even the goal, because even when I go back to this, the goal that Damian Lowe scored, when you as a player score a goal like that, whether you commit a foul or not, why is it that you just wheel off and you don't even pay attention to the referee?
Oh, CC, stop it.
CC, you got this from Sports Max, you know.
Look,
don't it?
Hold on.
You get the argument from Sports.
Hey,
I don't buy it. I don't buy into that.
CC.
I'm saying one thing.
You know,
Hold on.
CC never come by this program to be very calm.
Hold
on. I am saying
me not buy into that, CC.
Our players don't get in the referee faces. And we have seen it in El Salvador game. We come and see it in the USA game. The man them don't get in the referee face, brother. You don't put pressure on the referee to make certain decisions.
CC, why? Why, CC? Why?
CC, if a lot of those players don't pressure the referee, a lot of those decisions that the referee ends up overturning doesn't get overturned, you know. You as the player sometimes sees things that the referee doesn't see. So how are you going to tell the man that clearly we saw the replay where Damian Lowe's goal should have counted? Why is it that they should not get into the face of the referee? Even Taylor Twellman.
I'm saying to you, they should be in the face of the referee. That's why I'm saying that I don't need any docile players that are not getting in.
But at the same time, though, you know, I don't think you can blame Damian Lowe, because in peel off for celebrating.
But even the
he ran away. Better you said the other players.
But what?
Better you said other players.
Because guess what? USA thought it was an offside. USA thought it was an offside.
They thought it was an offside goal.
No, nobody appealed. Nobody appealed.
No, I'm saying to you, when the referee blew his whistle, what did the players do? What did the USA players do?
Them stand up, them look rejected, like them can't see it.
They didn't see them were signaling as if it was an offside call. The referee was
It's on a turner. It's on a turner all up him and
Regine,
the keeper.
When the ball was signaling as if it was an
the keeper alone all up him
Eddie, even the keeper, Zach Steffen looked dejected because they thought the goal was scored.
Yeah.
The goal basically it was counted. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Taylor Twellman, who is somebody that literally became a meme, cussing the USA team, saying that they should be better, is somebody that live, breathe, eat, sleep USA football. He himself said that the referee officiated in that situation terribly. There is no way that I hope, CC, and I really do hope that you are not telling me that Damian Lowe should have got in the face of the referee. Because if that is what you're saying, that is completely...
Travis.
Not even come out of your mouth, Reggie.
I don't really Damian Lowe me talk about man. I mean the other players realize, but I'm saying when Damian Lowe went to celebrate, right? The referee and they end up restarting the game. I'm saying the players allowed the game to restart too quickly. You understand me? I want the game restart too quickly. Like there was no appeal from no Jamaican.
No appeal. No, but you have to understand, you know. You have to understand, CC, because if we rush the referee, we'll actually pick up a card. You have to look on him something.
A yellow card.
And the Costa Rican, he never know English.
Yeah, can I put it as simple as this? The thing went down as simple as this. It's a Costa Rican referee, right? Costa Rican referee, he did what he had to do, right? There's no, unlike the EPL and other parts of the world, there's no VAR. The players knew that there was no VAR. And we know that the referee decision is final.
It's final, so no matter.
So you run up and down and waste time. I try protest and I talk English to a Costa Rican.
What about the linesman?
The linesman never saying this.
You know the linesman don't ever say.
What the linesman gonna do? The linesman gonna call it back and blow and say,
if there's a penalty that happens on the field and the linesman says to the referee, okay, there's a penalty. You think if the linesman said there's a penalty, if the referee don't call it, you think the penalty are going to get called? The referee is the final line of judgment. Even when VAR is involved, when the video assistant referee says to the referee, take a look at the screen, something is going on. Take a look at the screen, there might be a penalty. Take a look at the screen, there might be a red card. The referee, as Mr. Adman says, Adrian, the referee makes the final decision. He's the one that basically makes the final decision. Right. So if he says, listen, that goal doesn't count because it's a foul, which everybody knows is ridiculous.
Right.
What are we going to do? When the man says it's a goal and we're going at the face of the referee and the bunch of them pick up the yellow cards, what are going to tell the people? They're going to get caution and say, go.
You know our players are at it already.
CC, hold on. El Salvador game. One thing. El Salvador game, right? El Salvador game. The other El Salvador player was gaming the referee entire night. Yeah. And he would get all of the calls. Well, you know what we were doing? Because the guy was frustrating Leon Bailey. At one point in time, Leon Bailey is the guy him end up in because at the end, even one of the foul call, we get a bad tackle, we sit down on the floor and look up on the referee. Like that now go get your call, brother. That now go get your call.
I think it's just a culture now. So our players don't have that culture where we're running face referees.
But to CC's point, what you're talking about is the build-up play to the match, right? So right throughout the match, trying to make sure you're doing certain stuff. Right? So I can understand that in terms of doing certain.
By the time a call like this comes.
Yeah, but the problem is when you get a Costa Rican referee, yes, who has a certain interest, right, and can hold your World Cup hopes by the thread.
Or you can only say allegedly.
And you put yourself in the position for him to make that decision. Him going to make that decision.
Yeah, but as it stands,
breathe blow.
Don't have any physical.
Him and no breathe too hard. It's a foul.
You understand?
CC.
Yeah.
As Chris was saying, referee has the final judgment. Even if we had VAR at the National Stadium at the time, and they say, come and look at it. and he went over.
He could have
And he looked at
overturned
the
that. He
screen.
would have to overturn
Of course.
it. He would have
Of
to
course.
overturn it.
No,
Not
man, he could
necessarily.
have said no goal
No.
same way.
Him could have
He
said
can
no
say no
goal.
goal
It
same
Because
way.
him can say it not clear. Him can say it not clear and
Him can
obvious.
say not clear.
He can
The match
still
would have
say,
done. The match would have been done.
he can still say that the goal still doesn't
Of
count.
course.
So
No,
he
I
can't
can't
say
say.
that he has
Say
to.
that.
He doesn't have to. You are not the referee. He's the referee.
Right. He's the referee. The referee is the referee in charge of the game. You understand? The referee in charge of the game.
Well, man,
Yeah.
I tell you, but right there, so all right. Let me tell you, this is what I think should come into football, though. You see, this is just like how them can review match and that club's points for certain
Yeah.
things. They should be able to review matches and award points if them realize, there should be a referee committee and then review a game based on the type of controversial, based on the for example, a game of this magnitude. Certain factors should be involved in reviewing a game. So when you look at certain things, they're saying that all right, we review this game based on this call and they overturn some call if that be the case. Because if there was other factors, you can still lose points, right? Some rules need to change. This is where football can come up in the modern world. And some rules need to be adjusted for these things not to happen. Remember when they changed the rule where every team played their final game the same time in the
Same
World Cup?
time.
Because you know why they changed that rule? The controversy, really, the Peru, Brazil, Argentina, all those teams, there was a controversy because Brazil never lost a game, but they never went through because Argentina needed 6 goals and Argentina was leading 1-0 after first half. 6-0 by the game done. And it was alleged that the Argentine president went into the Peru dressing room and said, "We are all neighbors." Remember,
Stop it.
remember, Brazil don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Brazil don't speak Spanish,
Where you get these rumors from?
Come on.
CC, where you get these rumors from?
Brother, if
Where you
you
get these
why you doing?
propagandas from?
but there was a next game, I think. I remember if it is.
No,
Which year was
Where you
that?
get your
CC?
source
Which
from?
year?
Which
year was that?
You know the game that there was this I think it was a European team or so where the man them literally play the game to make sure the next team doesn't go through. Man just knock around the ball. They play the game to allow the other team to not go through.
That's been happening. Hold on.
That was one of the reasons why they changed.
All right.
I'm telling you, a facts.
CC, hold on.
It happened with we in the last game to
hold on.
qualify for World Cup.
Yeah, right. I was going to say that.
Because both teams qualify and would just take it easy
right,
in the second half.
Right. When Jamaica played Mexico in the last game, you understand?
Yeah,
they say that it was Bora. It was Bora coaching the Mexican at the time. And they say Bora let you Rene Simonis. You understand? He's up in the second half. Mexico wasn't playing no football at all. So you could say that too.
No, I'm not saying about Jamaica.
A part of the game, a part of the game.
No, but I am saying to you, why do you think they changed the rule and allowed teams to play the last game at their group games at the same time? Everybody has to play the same time. Why do you think that?
It's all about how the points stand in stack up, CC.
It's because of the advantage of you playing.
Ricky, the room full, Ricky.
And me playing today. Because when me know say you play yesterday, and me know say me and Eddie live down the road. And Eddie me go want to let you. Me,
yeah, he have a point, man. He have a point. That's the only reason why they do that.
Oh, that is
why.
Because teams going to know, alright, if me hold on to a 1-0, me can go through. If me hold on to a 0-0, 2-0 can go through.
If
a part of the game.
Plays Trinidad, if Jamaica and Trinidad has the way to go through, and Jamaica have USA, and we know say USA played yesterday, and Trinidad need 4 love. You feel like say we are gonna make USA go through in that, but we have to play. That's why we don't know what can happen because it has already happened before. So we have to make everybody play the same time.
And
USA
anyway,
have to play the same time as Jamaica.
It harder to cook it when everybody play the same time.
Yeah. But that is because of the whole goal differences and all of that. And by the way, those may have been the days before social media and satellite dishes and things like that, so people can actually see what is going on.
But But Adrian, they used to use their phone because coaches used to send other coaches to the other players, and they used to use call.
What the score?
I say, yo, yeah, what the score? Yo, the man are too love, you know.
Kurt over Emirates and ask him what the score.
Man, I did laugh.
They used to use phone. You understand? All right. So, in the same World Cup match, you see the same? In the same World Cup match,
Jamaica the 1982 FIFA World Cup, the 1982 disgrace of Guyana, the disgrace of Guyana. West Germany was playing Austria at the El Molina something at the stadium in Guyana. West Germany and Austria was playing. The match in the first round of the Group 2 with Algeria and Chile, having played the day before, was already decided. The result was already known. That is the World Cup that changed everything afterwards. So I'm telling you, that is the same World Cup that Brazil never lost a game also. And drop out of the World Cup. They didn't lose a game, you know. Dr. Socrates and those guys, they never lost a game. Zico and those guys. But they dropped out of the World Cup. So I'm just telling you that
Did they win a game?
They won, but remember the World Cup was round robin, brother. So if you finish at a certain part in the zone, you are going to the next round. It's round robin. So that's why a lot of formats were changed, time were changed, things were changed. That's why I'm saying to you that there's a lot of things in it. It might sound like a joke when we say it and it sound controversial, but that's precisely what will happen. If a man say, yo, you and him is close neighbors versus some team where you and them have no affiliation in terms of neighbor or anything, you're going to make your neighbor get the better opportunity to go through. Worse, if you can, you already gone through.
Yeah. So and that note, Kurt, my neighbor.
I'm not your neighbor. Well, on the view, on the screen, I am your neighbor. That sounds like a Brazilian fan telling a story about the World Cup long before we were born.
Right.
So the story might sound a particular way depending on who is telling that story, right? So I'm not going to go there, but to go back to Adrian's point that brought us here, which is that Costa Rican referee or CONCACAF referee on a whole probably shouldn't be officiating in CONCACAF matches because it is open to actions like this. Right, that's one. And then to ask Damian Lowe to run up in the referee face to protest something that I have never seen happen before, where players protest and the ref say, all right, I changed my mind. It wasn't a foul. I can't see how persons who have been watching football for years would say that Damian Lowe should have asked the referee to overturn his decision. That just can't make no sense to me, considering that I have never seen a referee do something like that. What we should be advocating for is for the introduction of VAR, right? Protest, block road, turn off on the TV, don't watch the match, so that VAR can be introduced so that they can have another eye looking at situations like this. Jamaica in a very bad position, and we are trying to hold on to any little straw. Damian Lowe is not the scapegoat in this, or any of the other players who are on the field. The referee make a bad decision, we can't blame him. We're not going to change his mind.
The VAR thing is difficult because guess what happened? Bahamas can't afford VAR. Barbados probably can't afford VAR. When St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis.
No, man, Rihanna can't pay for VAR. Rihanna can't pay for VAR, man.
Hold on. The reason why VAR is not in the region is as a result of a lot of these teams as well. You have to understand, it's a result of a lot of these teams. So even if, remember USA has VAR, you know, something there. Canada has VAR, Mexico has it.
Mexico's supposed to have,
You understand? But then when you come in this side of the region, a lot of these teams, what CONCACAF don't want to do, CONCACAF is the oath to bear the cost. USA did their own thing because of MLS. Some of the Liga MX is Mexico, and I think Canada benefited or they did their own thing. So CONCACAF didn't put money into getting VAR in those countries. And we want, because we would like CONCACAF to put in so we can get VAR in the other countries. Because if you look at UEFA did what they did. The UEFA had a fund to actually have CONCACAF, have VAR, sorry. You understand? When the Asia funded the VAR for their thing. What CONMEBOL does is I think CONMEBOL pays the VAR via the video assistant referee, while, and I think the FIFA pays the video assistant referee, and CONMEBOL responsible for the setting up of the system. So the controversy is who is responsible for getting the funding for VAR in the region, right? Where that is now on CONCACAF. And then remember, you have a lot of other teams in CONCACAF. Bahamas, Barbados, all of these teams are in CONCACAF as well, you know. So getting it in the final round is said and while and dandy, but at the end of the day, before the final round, it should have been in the region. You understand? So, but you need the benefit or the support of the other teams in CONCACAF. So it's not just based solely on the teams that are in the final round. That's why you couldn't have it in the final round, because some teams don't have it any at all leading up to the final round, while other teams had it.
Yeah, but I don't buy that though. I mean, you have 8 teams in the final round, which is more than we have ever had before, right? So you have CONCACAF, which is the regional body, along with the 8 teams, right? How many cameras is needed? You need a VAR center, you need referees.
But I'm
right?
saying to you, who's going to pay for it?
Yeah, man. So yes. So the 8 nations who are in the final round, along with CONCACAF, foots that bill to set it up. And anybody else who wants to utilize it in terms of going forward, CONCACAF find a way to actually deduct funds over a period of time to actually fund it. But it's an embarrassment to actually have a major competition like this in the final round without VAR and leaving people's World Cup hopes and dreams and terrible refereeing decisions. It just doesn't make any sense. Each of these matches which are played, there are probably about 4 sets of matches being played. The amount of cameras that are there, the amount of cameramen that are needed to set it up, the equipment that is needed. If it's even to lease them per se, and actually from people, I mean, it's just embarrassing, right? At the end of the day, you do that, you get the setup. CONCACAF has the referees in a VAR center, a couple of them to check on these big decisions so that we don't have a situation whereby you have these embarrassing decisions. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, Adrian, what I've discovered, all the other associations around the world, Europe, Asia, North America, or South America, the associations pay for the technology, and it is not reliant on the countries who are involved in whichever round to provide the technology, except in CONCACAF. And the question is, why is CONCACAF treating this region like this? I suppose it's because it's the worst competition. Is it the worst competition in the world? The worst league?
Oceania had it.
Close to.
Yeah. Oceania. That's another league.
Worse.
That's another league. Is that a league? They've not even mentioned that on the matter about
and then you have to look at
Asia.
We didn't have a league going on, so I think in some of these countries the leagues are important, so they will invest the VAR and use it in the leagues. But Jamaica, our league, the money strapped for cash and all of that, so it don't make no sense to have the technology and only use it when the regular boys play. So if the JPL teams cannot afford the technology, that's another argument. Don't make any sense.
Yeah, I hear that, Eddie, but what CONCACAF is saying is that each league in whichever country need to implement the technology before they can introduce it into World Cup qualifiers. And we're saying that shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, that would never.
All the associations around the world, Europe, Asia, South America, all of them, the association, which is similar to CONCACAF, provide the technology for the final round. I know Europe have it for every round because every country in Europe have the technology already. And maybe, but is Europe provided for the World Cup qualifier? So CONCACAF need for, let me not say, but use the money wisely.
But then that means that only
Thomas, hold on there. Thomas bring up a good point. VAR could work in favor of Jamaica.
How so?
And it could have worked against us.
How so?
And if you go back to the US game, remember that US game where
They've lost anyway.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but that's a situation where
we'd have lost anyway.
Would have hurt us, you know.
It would have hurt us. Would have lost anyway.
It hurt it more.
No,
would have hurt us more because would have been down to the 10 men.
All it meant
after 1 minute. That's just an example, yeah, John.
Yeah.
And we
so
would have
6-1
penalty.
We lose 3 points.
So 6-1 half those are the other.
Yeah.
At times, so you know,
I'll take
it away.
I'll take the goal in the USA match at home any day. That's 3 points.
And you take the red card in the USA match away as well.
That's 3 points lost anyway.
And then, but then Taxi would be played. Would they play the next game, man?
Yeah. It depends on which VAR we're using, because if it's EPL VAR, we know. And that is, I think that is what you are using to make these judgments. Right? There are some VAR referees who actually follow the rules of the game and they don't adjudicate similarly to that which happens in the UK. And I'm so disappointed with the way Arsenal played today. But that's a side note. The ref a thief.
Oh, stop it.
VAR thief. But yeah. So the adjudication of the referees would assist Jamaica, especially in the US. It would have assisted Jamaica against US.
I'm talking about Arsenal. Why put it?
Why I'm flying?
Yeah.
You're crashing.
You know, so them grass green. That's why.
But the same guy was that era turn 0. Now him give away the penalty, him score the equalizer and give away the penalty.
Yeah, Odegaard.
It was 0.
Yeah, Odegaard, yeah. So that cancel out the goal.
Let's not talk about Arsenal.
No, it's about
you guys straying away from the topic right about now. Eddie, back to the topic, sir.
Alright, we could talk a little bit about Tapa. What's really going on?
The saga continues.
Yeah, the saga continues. Episode 3. Episode 3. You know, of Tapa saga. Episode 3. Season 2.
What was ever going on, Eddie?
At this point, we're just still waiting. You know, the clock is ticking. Tick tock, and we're just waiting.
What are we waiting on?
We're waiting on the JFF. What is going to happen? Should we just say, okay, he's still in a job, that means he's safe? Should we just go and say that?
Hold on, this isn't going to happen, you know.
Because
which oh Jesus. What was ever going on with Tapa?
What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying. Right. What was ever going on?
So Tapa
Kurt, start it and we'll go around the table.
We're going. Kirk,
Adrian,
he got Ricky, Eddie.
Tapa has been the manager. He is the winningest coach Jamaica has ever had. I'm not going to go into the oppositions. He has gone to a couple World Cup qualifiers. See, they have gone through a couple World Cup qualifiers. So some of the competition were good.
Which World Cup qualifiers?
The one we're going now and the latter part are the first part of 2014.
The CONCACAF Nations League you're talking.
2014, yeah. 100 games under their belt. I still haven't seen a philosophy. I still haven't seen a style of play. And I still can't identify a game where I say the manager's tactics has either won this game for Jamaica or salvage a point, right? In summary. I don't know where to start. In the latter games, which have been the worst, every match is a new starting lineup, right?
Undefeated, correct.
And I'm seeing it being so extreme that a player start in a particular match and against Mexico in Mexico, and I think probably played about 90 minutes or close to 90 minutes. And then the game after that, 3 days after, he's not even on the bench, right? And the players who were on the bench in Mexico who never play in a Mexico match, they're on the bench in the next match 3 days after. Clearly, his best position is on the bench, but that is not what we want to see. We want to see selection being made with some sort of logic. Oh, justify to me, you pick a player for Mexico, him start, play 90 minutes, and the next match you dash him away. Right? And that player don't make back the team, and every game is like the same cycle. And we're talking about a national team here at the final stage of World Cup qualifiers, not preseason or high school, like Mr. JC pick a new team because them in a trouble. This is high school football. I may try compare Jamaica to. We can't understand. Me not watch football long enough to get to the patch, right? Clearly. And I don't think I'll ever watch football long enough to get to the patch. On that basis, we need a coach, we need some assistance, and none of him support staff is exempted from the cut, right? Paul Hall, the man them where round the back where throw ball, the one them where cut the grass, everybody just needs to pack up and walk out.
But what the JFF waiting on to pull the trigger? That's a big question.
Shooting boss? Shooting boss?
JFF has always been a coward association. And I'll just leave it there. So them afraid to make decision. I don't know why.
Can't.
Is it them too busy to deal with them bonus and them something in a year plan them party? Them plan them party? A Christmas party?
Gentlemen.
Bonus from what?
Hey, money there. Money there.
You know, here Speed said them a fly private jet.
Gentlemen, let us be clear about this, right? If Theodore Tapper Whitmore was to have been fired, he would have been fired long ago, right? It's not gonna happen. The only way it happens.
Don't say that, my boss.
If Theodore,
we can turn up at the match and a different coach in the dugout. I would just know.
The views expressed are solely those of Adrian.
Yeah, man.
And not necessarily those of everybody on the panel.
Of DTM.
So let me put it out there, right? When the technical committee found a way to leak out of the that meeting, the results are the results of the vote, right?
Easy leak.
If he was to have been fired, the president by the next morning would have already known that Tapper would have been fired. Normal organizations, when they have their committees, months ago, would have made a simple decision. Here all this for Tapper. They must have make Tapper note. Tapper, this is how many points you need to have by this stage. Right? The technical committee would have known, the board would have known, the technical committee would have made their recommendation to the board, and the board have it sit down already. Tapper know, the technical committee know, the board know. So 1, 2, 3, everybody know what is going on, right? When you have a situation where a technical committee finds a way to leak out that information, and when
allegedly, Adrian.
I'm sorry.
Allegedly.
Let me put it again.
Look, allegedly.
I'm here talk no.
Oh, not necessarily those of detail.
There are ways there are ways to get information out. Right? As a group that come together, technical committee doesn't go out and make a statement. But somehow the news people got the word, the number of votes that were done,
man.
and when it
Quick,
come out, quick, before the meeting even done, before the meeting start, right? So they found
it's as if they were in the meeting.
As if we were in the meeting before the meeting start. Having said that, though, when you look at it seriously, when you have the president come out telling you, say, it's rubbish, right? Tapa is still the coach. The board hasn't made a decision. I want to see if the president go moonwalk a couple weeks from now or whenever and tell us that rubbish we talk. You understand? Because he has already set the tone as to how this matter is to be dealt with. And it's not on the basis of performance. 7 points from 24 points is obviously saying that is not the only basis of getting the man out of a job. Right? So therefore, for the how much ever years, and I've said it already, you know, if Tapa goes, I need to see who else goes with Tapa. Because it means that the leadership of the JFF took too long to make a decision. It means that the technical committee all along weren't dealing with their recommendations properly. It means that the coaching staff who support Tapa wasn't doing good. It means that the players them being selected, that's a problem. So the entire system would be in shambles. And my final point, after President Ricketts, well, even before President Ricketts made his rubbish comments on the coach, right, which sets the tone of how this thing go around. The next thing that happened, you start hear rumblings about player support. And no federation wants to go into the final round where you're already struggling with your players on edge, the campaign delicately poised. Unless it is that somebody, a big coach, is walking in tomorrow, putting their reputation on the line, Tapa Whitmore is going nowhere.
You share that same sentiment?
Tapa, the Gold Cup, the goal scorer in the World Cup, 2 goals, Whitmore is not going nowhere. Not going nowhere. I'm sorry to disappoint all of the Reggae Boys fans out there. You know, Tapa is not going nowhere. I was watching one of my fellow YouTubers saying that 3 coach is interested in the job. You know, they hear that 3 coach was it 4?
Yeah.
4. Yeah, and he said American coach was interested in the job. You know, a European coach was
not
interested
an American
in the job.
Coach, a coach that has coached America.
Coach America. Yeah, coach. Thank you, CC.
Yeah, farmer American coach.
You understand? And a former Reggae Boy coach, and then him say a Spain coach is involved. If these coaches going to come and say, put up the man and say, all right, I take a promissory note and coach decide, and when they reach the World Cup, you guys pay me, then I see the JFF fine Tapa. But if they're not going to take a promissory note, Tapa is not going nowhere. You understand? Tapa is not going nowhere. So I just leave it at that. You understand? Because they say Tapa is supposed to get 7 points. Was it 7 points from the first 2 games? 3 and they got what, 4 or 5?
How much games?
Remember? 3 games. I think it was 3 games, and they put a target. The technical committee said.
Yeah, I heard the whole analysis thing, but I think the analyzing wrong too, because we never had 8 teams in a round before. But
Tapa didn't reach. Tapa didn't get the target they wanted. But he got an important draw, and Tapa was still coach. From there, didn't fire him from there. I don't think he's gonna get fired again. And I just leave it at there, Mr. Good.
Yeah. And CC made a good point. We didn't have 8 teams vying for the spots. So the match going to be a little bit different in terms of qualification.
Yeah,
but CC
different, The amount of rest period between games is different.
It's different.
There's a lot of factors involved in this round that we have never faced before. Never in CONCACAF. So that's why I say certain times when we have to take that into account when you're analyzing. What I think should have happened in the first window. You see, the guys who we called for Europe, we probably shouldn't have called some of the guys. And this is the reason why. The red list thing that UK had, that they couldn't go to certain countries, it messes up everything because the first game is a red list country. The final game is a red list country. So the only game you could play is the game in between. So therefore, calling so many guys from who could not go through the other two matches made no sense. It sounded weird to say that, but it made no sense until remember when the UK changed that rule. No, the next window we never had that issue where everybody could play every game outside of the D mid who couldn't go USA. Maybe there's other reasons.
Yeah, Grant.
So if you really look into it, Eddie, in that window, we shouldn't have called some of the guys. We probably should have even called 4 or so. We shouldn't have called so many. And having called so many, we shouldn't have played so many in that game because they weren't going to play the other game. You understand? Mm-hmm. So that messed up I think they don't manage the whole. I would say, I don't know if I would say logistics are the right word, but in managing the campaign.
It's just a management, yeah.
In knowing that there's these countries are red list areas based on UK's thing, so you have to pick around that. You understand? And you need a consistent team between the 3 games. So you have you want a consistent team, you want 6 players minimum to be playing all 3 games, to get familiarized with each other. So 6. So so any changes you make to the team might be 4 changes and no more in terms of having a solid and set team. Remember, a 8-man player will never play together.
Yeah, and we didn't really get a full complement until the 4th game.
Exactly.
As you were saying.
I'm saying that in the first round of the games, maybe it's on away, but it's like them really want cap the man, them just want to fling the man in and cap the man them. You understand? But to me, you can win or you can lose. That first round, that first 3 game set the tone. We shouldn't have called some of those guys because it messed up the rest of the campaign. Because I tell you, Eddie, based on how things were, everybody knew that only 1 game these guys could play. So nobody should be shocked that all of them played. Remember, all of the guys who could only play 1 game played in that game.
So CC, I hear you, and I understand the point you're making, but shouldn't JFF have gone ahead and ensure that the best players that he has can go to all the countries that you're going to be playing before the matches then?
But that's what I'm saying. They should have known that because the list is public. Everybody have access to the list.
And if they can't go, them go lobby so that them can get figures so that you don't have to find yourself.
It probably wouldn't work out because look at Argentina and Brazil game. Had to be replayed because the Argentina guys basically lied in order to get into Brazil, in order to.
They made a decision on the replay, CC.
But
they made a decision on the replay.
They didn't replay the match.
No, they haven't replayed that match.
But they're going to. I mean, they haven't replayed it.
But CC, one thing you're leaving out, if we did not bring those UK born players, who would we have started?
Eddie.
Remember, we do have a lot of players.
No, but I'm saying, even if you call them, we should not play all of them.
I'm going to agree with CC on this one, right?
We don't have a lot of replacement. I get his point, I get his point.
No, let me see if I can go in on this particular point here, right? We're playing a 3-match window, right? I don't know who this is right is to bring in so many new players all at once. We said it before, These players needed to come in before the Gold Cup, right?
No, the coach decision, man. No, that
Yeah,
you
but
hear the coach's
Another coach
decision.
alone.
But this is just hindsight.
Hold on, man. Another coach alone. And nobody can tell me the coach alone, right? The coach is surrounded, and anybody, whether it's the leadership of the JFF, the technical committee, the coach, right? Whoever made such a decision to have such a flood of players coming in all at once, it messed up everything.
No,
We lost against Mexico. We lost against Mexico, and a poor coaching decision at the end, right? With that change of grant, right? We played very well against Costa Rica, and that Costa Rican team, if we had anybody close to Mikel Antonio, we'd have dropped most about 3 or 4 from the Costa Rica team.
Or a roof.
Not just a roof it, because we don't see it yet. But anyway, if we had anybody close to Mikel Antonio, we'd have dropped about 3 or 4 on that Costa Rica team, right? We blew up that team against Panama by flushing in a completely new team who had no chemistry. And then, when we lost that game badly, we now draw back.
Listen,
For Aka,
a lot of
right,
players
to save a campaign. Right? And no, let me finish, TC. I'm going to finish and I'll let it talk. I'm just saying, just like you, right from that position, we were always playing catch up because we continue to chop and change and chop.
Read that comment from Smith. Like I said, it all hindsight.
No, man, no, Rob. It's not hindsight for some of us.
Easy to say after seeing how that window played out, you know.
No, man.
The obvious choice would have been to leave out the players.
No, hold on.
In the moment,
let me finish my point so CC can come in. To Rob's comment about people with hindsight, go back on the videos, and I'm sure you're here a little while now, Rob. Some of us were saying from the summer, you either lock the door at the Gold Cup, and so therefore everybody doesn't run in, and you have a side with chemistry build, or you gradually bring in some of these players. But you can't, no matter how good you think a player is, you can't just blow up aside and bring in fresh people. They need time to gel. They need chemistry. And people tell you about, in the UK and other developed countries, them did. Guess what happened? Those players are either playing in a very good system together, all of them in the UK, or in the case of the South Americans, they are in professional leagues all around the world. Jamaica has a different dynamic, and so you can't just blow it up. So go ahead, Fifi.
Yeah, what I was saying is, I called on the radio. I'd said it several times. Right? I was talking about it before. I was saying that I don't say close the window. I was saying based on the red list. Remember, I remember calling. I was saying to them based on the red list, right? Based on the whole thing, really the red list countries and so it is going to affect all of the countries in the qualification round. So therefore, I don't think even if we call the players, we don't start so many of the players because they can only play one game. Because if the game is going a different way, then they can probably sub in a man or sub off a man. So my thing is not the calling of the players is the issue. It's the fact that so many of the players played in that game, knowing that you could not play them the game before, knowing that you could not play them the game after. So that is all that we have to take, because remember, in order to plan for the World Cup qualifiers, we still have to watch what the UK is doing, because we are calling players that are playing in the UK. If Leon Bailey was fit, Leon Bailey could have only played one game also. I remember Leon Bailey a born Jamaican, and I said we're not even going to talk about that. If Leon Bailey was fit, he could only play one game, because if he played in the other game, he would have to quarantine for 10 days.
Yeah.
Aston Villa wouldn't want that. So at the end of the day, I'm saying that those factors where I think it's management, it's on management. Like the management was poor in the first round from the beginning of the campaign to not take into consideration those other factors. You understand? So call the players one, but fit it around in a way where too many of the players don't play. If you started 4 of those players and started 6 from the Mexico game, I guarantee you, might sound like hindsight, there would have been a different outcome, because you would have 6 players that have played together plus 4 players and you're mixing the group. Because because they know that these 4 players won't play the other game. But they're giving the rest to the other 4 players. Understand what I say, Eddie? So there's a lot of factors.
I see what you're saying, but I'm sorry, it's still a little bit of hindsight.
Yeah, hindsight still, because we past that stage right now.
Yeah.
But the thing about
Hindsight for you, Eddie.
Because we can't say what we should do and what we shouldn't do. We can't say that a million times.
No, Eddie, hindsight for you.
Eddie, I know.
We pick them side there, no?
Yeah,
I know most of the pressure was coming from the UK, but what had happened to the Brazilian and the Argentine players who went to Brazil? Them not go back to UK and play.
Then go back and play.
If they went back, they went back and play.
But you need to remember that some of those UK players, who wanted them from the Gold Cup, they weren't available. We played our first 3 games. If we didn't bring them for the second game, at what point would we integrate them?
Why were they not available?
After 4 games.
Why were they not available?
We needed to put them in as quick as possible. I don't see nothing wrong with us starting in the Panama game.
We don't look.
If we never bring them, who we play?
We play who we have.
How could we have not selected the players? Come on, think about it. We're leaving Antonio, we're leaving Roof, we're leaving Pinnock.
Let me drive back the
we're leaving Ravel.
Let me drive back the hindsight now. The hindsight is that we play them, I will get 3 love.
Yeah.
That's the hindsight.
We played.
But none of them make we lose.
Never played together. That's a different thing.
None of them make we lose still. We couldn't play anybody and lose. No, we couldn't play anybody and we lose. That's my point.
Just a second, Eddie, because we
play 2 instead of Pinnock.
We're talking about selection in relation to Tapa, right? And one of the questioners or one of the commenters in the comment section is Steve Dunn is saying that I think he was commenting on we saying that Tapa should go, or I saying that Tapa should go and saying that it is too late, but not now. Right? You've just described all of the madness that is going on with the Jamaica Reggae Boys and the team and selection and who going where and whatever. The question or the comment is it too late? Do you think it is too late now for the team to change the coaching staff?
I don't believe so. I don't believe it is too late. I'm going to tell you why. It's 18 points. I can tell you. You have this thing called, you guys might laugh, but you have this thing called new manager bounce.
New manager bounce. I know that you have to say.
What? Well, I know. I say something.
It never worked for Arsenal, though. It never worked for Arsenal.
Listen,
Arsenal wasn't a manager
with
that went to Arsenal.
With Lumberg, it never worked with Lumberg
as well. There's this thing called the type of coach that we want, right? For example, I hear a lot of Man U fans were calling for people were saying Zinedine Zidane versus XYZ. But you have to understand, a Zidane type of coach wouldn't be even the coach for Jamaica. Because a Zidane the type of ball game that Zidane plays allows more freedom to the player to dictate how they want to play the game, as opposed to the coach dictating how he wants the players to play. Pep coaches Manchester City, the reason why it is interchangeable and it doesn't really look like there's that different stars when time people put in, if Mahrez come out and Sterling or any of those guys go in, you don't see where them lose them shape or stuff because how the coach wants them to play. There's little or no room for individual brilliance. You understand what I said? Individual, a Leroy Sané couldn't have fit there because Leroy Sané is an outlier or a renegade type of player. He doesn't fit in the system to the way the coach wants. He's an X factor. So in terms of Tapa coaching the team, I'm still trying to figure out what type of approach he uses. Is it that he gives them clear-cut instructions and decisions and saying that this is how I want to play? Player A pass the ball to player B, players to part to. You understand? When you get to the flank, you whip a crossing or you take on a man. Or is it that he leaves most of that up to the players?
Are you trying to be sarcastic, CC?
No, I'm not trying to be sarcastic, man. I'm just saying that if we get a coach that gives the players clear cut instructions. That is what I think the players need. Clear-cut instructions and direction, because we don't have, as much as persons want to say it, we don't have the most brilliant of players who can just dictate the game for you like a Casemiro and a Toni Kroos and a Luka Modric. Because if you look at Real Madrid, you know, those players dictate the way Real Madrid play. You know, it's not Carlo Ancelotti. You know, what Carlo Ancelotti does is to manage and do the substitution and those things. Those guys basically dictate how Real Madrid plays. So I am looking at Jamaica and I listen to what Tapa says. And based on what Tapa says, it seems as if the players are determining how they want to play in a game. If you understand what I'm saying, because he's saying that he wants the ball to go through the middle. So he's not the one telling them to play long balls and all these other things.
Who wants the ball to go through the middle?
That is what Tapa said.
Yeah, Tapa can't say that, but I'm otherwise.
Based on what he's saying.
I know, but one of the first things that indicate to you what a coach wants is the players he picks to play, the players he puts on the field. Ain't no ball passing to the middle when he has Javon Watson
and him not play Maggie in the middle.
And not playing Maggie. They need passers to play ball through the middle, right? So he can say what he wants. The first thing that he starts with is who you select and put on the pitch and how you set up that team. So if you're not setting up a team a particular way, you're going to lose out.
Somebody want to comment on this comment here?
Adrian, the first I want to hear from you if Tapa should be in or out, or is it too late? Lexon, our description of UK-born players is no lie. They were born in the UK and they're all Jamaicans. It is just a description. A UK them born, and we can't change that. They have opted to represent Jamaica, and on that basis, we consider them all Jamaicans. It is just a description, nothing else, no discrimination, nothing like that.
I guess
and it's all love, whether they're born in Jamaica or UK or wherever.
Yes,
Adrian is...
They'll tell you you're corrupt when you call the local born players, the local born Jamaican.
No, but hold on, I will give you a joke.
I suppose.
When it was rumored that Tapa would go, it was rumored also that players were saying that they would not play and they would like strike or so. Jamaican-born players, and if that is so, we should question the commitment of these players. Because obviously they're not committed.
Yeah, I hear all of them story there. No,
but I'm saying to you that...
I know what's going to do it, you know.
No, but let me finish now. I'm saying that a lot of times where people are questioning the commitment of the UK players, but nobody is questioning the commitment of the Jamaican-born players when certain stories are coming up that we all know certain things, brother. If it not goes so, it near goes so.
Why them not calling name?
Why we not calling name their commitment?
No.
They don't sound like they're committed. They're not committed.
You can't come out and make them statement there.
I mean,
hold on. It's so like they're committed to the coach.
Hold on.
So it's on.
Hold on. Ravel Morrison, a UK-born player, came out publicly in support of the coach. A UK-born player. Leon Bailey, a Jamaican-born UK-based player, came out in support of Tapa. That's two.
Mm-hmm.
All of us, those are two who come out public here. Nobody else will come out public here.
All of a sudden, would not be decided if not for Tapa. I know this stuff. Would not be
all of a sudden, we're hearing reports of a 7, right? And we don't know who carrying the story or who's sending the story now. As far as I'm concerned, we can't run with that story there.
No, but Matt, I'm trying to say to you that we hear people question the commitment. I'll even Michael Antonio. Man, I question Michael Antonio.
Yeah. This is where you come from. CC.
No,
but at the same time, we hear 7 players. We don't know which 7.
Hold on, CC. Hold on.
Suppose Maps in at the 7 as well. You get me? I say we don't know the 7.
Yeah, but the 7 no matter. But them now mention Maps name. That's the problem. By the way, when people were questioning Michael Antonio's commitment, it was on the basis that the JFF.
Hold
Hold on, man. you mentioned Mikel Antonio, so let us put it in context. At the time, when people started to ask that question, was on the basis that the JFF did not indicate, word never came out yet, that it was the JFF and West Ham agreed not to carry him, and the fact that there was a problem with his physio.
Yeah.
All that came out was that Mikel Antonio was supposed to come and he missed the trip. And people started to say,
never get special treatment.
hold on, man.
That.
Yeah, but you're asking, man, I'm going to tell you.
All right,
people started to say, hold on, man, what's going on? But once people recognized that it was Jamaica who messed up and not Mikel Antonio, there wasn't any question about any commitment.
But they still have people come out. People come out before Antonio when Antonio was going to get called up. You have man talk about we don't need them, reject them. We don't need them.
I know I didn't say that.
No. I wonder who said that.
We don't need that.
I wonder who said that.
These guys. And the man come score 2 goals now. You see, even the first game when the man play Panama, they say, oh, see there, we don't need him. He's not good. But me just try to show you that if it was a Jamaican player who did not come in that window, you think the man never call him out? Remember, you know, look at it like this. They're asking for this influx of local-based players in the team, or local born players in the team. I have seen where
who's asking for that? Who's asking for that?
And other, you have other social media, you have other people who are in YouTube, but you have fans as well who are calling for local-based.
Them not good, CC. Them not good enough.
Well, no, I'm going to make a point. And this is a strong point. And if them are watch, we need them to look at this. We have had under 20 teams who have had influx of local. All people come out of D Cup and Money Cup, and them are playing under 20 teams. 99% of them. We have made the under 20 World Cup once in 2001. We have never made it again. We made under 17 twice with LA and them guys in 2011. And we have local players. We have other local players that has been in the under 17 setup. We have never made it again. So are they saying to me that all of these players that they are trying to shop through the Jamaica national team couldn't carry us to the World Cup if we don't carry the so-called rejects?
CC, you need a balance. You need a balance.
The man them said they don't want a reject in the side.
CC, you need a balance. CC, you need a balance. It can't be all people from just coming just like that. You need a balance. You need the people who play together for a while, and you need to stop, chop, and change the side.
But man, sure said the only reason why the man them want to use the side as a developmental squad, brother, and I could talk and saying that some players should get a look in the team in order for these players to get a contract overseas. Leon Bailey got a contract by going through clubs and then come play for Jamaica. Leon Bailey never got a contract on the basis of playing for Jamaica. You understand what I say? So this is the thing that I'm trying to say is this, right? Some of the UK players that came, some of them not really look 100 in the games that we've seen them play, right? But then you have some of these players, even for example, Ethan Pinnock. You know much man right now I said Pinnock not good. I was Pinnock week in, week out in the Premier League. Probably like top 10 defenders.
You're going to do this now, Fifi.
Nobody go too far. Nobody go too far with the Pinnock, you know.
Fifi, you're going to do this now?
No, I'm just saying, you know much people as a Pinnock not good. But I'm just trying to show you that you have ballers because a certain coach, they might not look as good, brother.
That type of fall make Pinnock not look good?
No, but listen, you have to understand. Then they have players that wanna look good in a certain. All right, look.
So why are you saying this type of
that Barcelona and look good? Antoine Griezmann that Barcelona and look like a Croft.
Fifi, are you saying that type of make Pinnock not look good?
I'm saying to you that I'm not saying that Tapa doesn't make something there. Pinnock not look good. But I'm saying that all I'm saying is sometimes you have a coach at a team and a player that you thought was not a good player. But we are seeing week in, week out at the club dominate.
Let me tell you the issue. Let me tell you the issue with Pinnock. When Pinnock and Liam Moore entered the team against USA in Austria, Liam Moore was a standout player. Ethan Pinnock didn't have a good game. And you see from that, it was all Liam Moore. So it just sad for him he didn't perform it initially right away, like a Liam Moore. So I guess after that performance, Tapa kind of put him down the pecking order.
But
So
Eddie,
despite
what me
his
want
performances with Brentford, he has been playing some good games with Brentford.
But me
You
want
know,
know, Eddie, if it is that when you come from like a UK barn, you have to play exceptional every game. Otherwise, you're not good. Because we see enough of the local man them we born local, them not play exceptional every game. Enough game I see some man enough they know near side, no park them in the team.
yeah.
Hmm? Look
So,
I
at
just preference. I just
a
preference
man
to come
told me
back.
that Aka made the team because he played 80th game for Jamaica. That is what a man tell me.
Kurt. Hey, Kurt, one chime in.
My build up in caps, man.
so
Do up business, brother.
CC and Adrian, please. The original question was,
Man.
is it
There's a question.
Or
Millie
Ricky not get a
or
target.
Tapa to leave, right? And I hear people talking about commitment of players, whether them born or foreign or local. It is a known fact, right? To be frank, that there are some of the players who are not committed, right? And the evidence are out there. So I don't want people to accept people committed when they know so the people are not committed. We don't have to call a name, but when a player come to Jamaica at age 36, to go World Cup, play World Cup and never show up again, you can't consider that player their committed player. And I leave it there, and it goes way back from English players coming to Jamaica until now. And local players who play in a Jamaica team not committed.
No, so why you gonna come again? Why you gonna come again? Don't do what? Don't do what?
You're a bit.
Well, you can
the
come
team,
and get an injury and derail the rest of your career in that.
But the international team that you've chosen to represent is still playing.
All right,
Why
so
you not
Jamie
come
Vardy
play?
not committed for England.
Jamie Vardy now get picked.
No, Jamie Vardy got picked and then Jamie Vardy retired because he realized he never really played much games. He never played no
Vardy not get a game. And him Vardy old.
Yeah, but I'm saying they were calling him back at the man say, oh, nah, really do that because
them are calling for come stand on bench.
If you retire from a national team, you might have 4 more years in a career. If you take on this bugger journey,
he want to extend him club career.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying you can see all the players.
CC is choosing a particular player. I didn't call any name. Travis.
That's how they can.
Travis is me in the Arsenal shirt named Kurt. Yeah, so we not say nothing about Ethan.
No, but I'm just saying that a lot of players
said anything about Ethan.
James Milner, enough player retire.
Travis pick up exactly what God there.
Extend them career now. If Mikel
Travis will never say nothing about him.
If we don't make it to the World Cup and Mikel Antonio don't come play for Jamaica again, me not have no problem with it. You know why? Because he probably want to extend his career for West Ham or his club career. So he can make more money by the time him retire. So he can have him more pension thing and more things set up. So I cannot fault a man for that.
That's why we're in the position we're in now.
Big up military goal now.
What?
You know.
The reason why we're in the position that we're in now, and it's a tough decision that a professional footballer has to make, right? It's very tough enough because what it means when a player comes from the UK or elsewhere, it means that it may very well affect him contract and him playing time. So therefore, players are very careful about disrupting how they perform in their club because it have financial impact on them in the future. What I'm saying is that nonetheless, that impacts on how my World Cup chances go. Because what it means is that I can get those players in for 2 or 3 years. For 2 or 3 years to allow me to actually be able to gel. So my team now have to sit down and wait until the World Cup qualifying, 3 matches in the World Cup qualifying, to be able to actually feel my good team.
But
that can't make sense.
Which of these players now we couldn't get for 2 or 3 years? Outside Mikel Antonio and a few other guys that they call. Most of these guys were Bobby Reid them a long time. Bobby Reid is fine. Bobby Reid was here
Maps was here, right?
One heap of man.
Most of them were here. Michael Hector and company, they all were here.
Man.
But
Exactly.
the rest of player them, who expect them to at least be at the Gold Cup, were not here. You understand? You needed to have got these guys in 2 to 3 years before, not to all bring them in all at once.
But that was never going to happen.
Well, if it's never going to happen,
Never. Because there are players just getting paperwork done and all them something.
Let me tell you something.
It was never going to happen.
Gentlemen, we went to the World Cup. We went to the World Cup in 1998, right? We have tried this formula over and over. This is our 5th campaign since, you know. Over and over and over
every campaign become a thing. We have players. We have more.
And what is the thing that keep happening? We get a lot of players late.
Yeah, man.
That's the key thing.
Over and over.
We get them late.
Over again.
That's the problem.
It's not rocket science, you know. It happens regularly. And when it happens, we end up with the same result. Same thing over, same result.
Now what I'm just trying to say that, all right, for example, we get 98, we did probably only have something that come in early. Burton, Fitzroy, and Paula, them come up. Them coming at the campaign, right? Burton end up playing them end up playing more a whole lot of games. They probably play 60 games or so. I think them play the other World Cup cycle. Number 2002, we went to the final run again, you know. You understand? So man, them did another cycle here. After 2002 now. Remember, you know, there's a lot of things factors in it. Joby McInnes was called in 2002. Wasn't called again till about 2010. Whose fault is that? You understand what I say, Eddie? Some players, the man was 22 when he was first called for Jamaica. Came and played for Jamaica. And he wasn't called until he was 32 again. So you got a player when he was 22 and never got the player for about 8 years or so. And you get back the player when he was 32.
So that's JFF for you.
So to conclude my point, which gonna jump on and again, right?
Christ. He can go, I will qualify. Me believe that if he go, we qualify. That is my belief.
Yeah, so
if he stays, we're not going anywhere.
So the players who decide to retire from international football, clearly I wouldn't be speaking to them, right? So those are out. But it is a known fact that there are local and international players who play for Jamaica, whether in the past or currently, who are not committed. And the captain, when JFF was scouting these international players, he came out and said, yo, some of them players, we know them not committed from morning when we were playing the St. Kitts and Nevis and the Anguilla and Montserrat and those teams, they never came in the system. So I suppose it's on that basis he was saying that they're not committed to the program. But what I would love to see is that the best players that fit in a known system that whoever is the coach are selected. And it is not a given, or the players who are born in the UK or born in Jamaica don't have a legitimate right to any position in the starting 11 or on the bench. It's just whoever is best suited for the coach, and the coach needs to make we know, say, this is the strategy and this is the reason why we pick them player here. Me not hear that from no coach, not no technical committee, no JFF, no nobody. Under normal circumstances, when other international teams are selecting, their players, they tell you why Rashford not make the team and why Foden in the team. The England manager come out and say that, right? We're not a fair try. See,
exactly correct.
Oh, Jesus.
They need to come out and talk. Tapa get chillungs. I'm not wrong, Tapa either. I'm not come out come say no. He's born the body.
But the thing is not, who's asking the questions? Nobody not ask the question. If you ask the question, them go on it. Them go on the question.
Yeah, but is Tapa available to talk to anybody? Is Tapa talking to anybody?
No. Them do them look at 3-minute press conference, and that's it.
and that's it. And if you ask the question, him ignore it.
But basically,
is it too late? Is it CC, you already answered. Is it too late for Tapa? And I say, no, it's not. Is it too late for Tapa to be replaced?
To be replaced?
If it is too late,
it's never too late
to replace Tapa, for JFF to replace Tapa.
Oh, it's not too late.
And you say no. And I agree with you. And if I'm to look at, oh Jesus, I can't believe I'm going to use Chelsea as reference, right?
Oh no!
You know what?
Good side.
Boy. But Chelsea brought in their coach in January, mid-season. Him go must see FA Cup final and him win Champions League.
We be not do that still, you know. So
Super League.
I really say that, you know. Because we be not do it.
And
but
Super League. So
coach in the middle of the season and win league and win cups. So really and true, the Chelsea is a bad example.
Yeah, because when you bring in an interim manager and win Champions League.
Yeah, we always do it. Do it. You bring in interim manager. Chelsea. Chelsea on the side. Please. But I'm just saying that Chelsea's system.
Some of the oil money in Jamaica.
Yeah, but CC, I think Curtis is speaking to the quality of the coach right now, and not just the look of Chelsea.
Yeah, because I not rate Chelsea, as you can see. We're not gonna go down the road there. But I'm saying once the points are there to be won, a good coach with the proper playing style that suits the players that we have, and we do have quality players, and we see them are playing at England and Europe and America, and well, we don't see them are playing locally, but we see some of them are play when Jamaica play. We have players, and they are professional players who have adjusted to many different coaching style and coaches in their different clubs. So I don't see why it would be a problem to replace Tapa with a new coach who can come in with a proper system to get it done. As you say, 18 points left, and we can get all 18 and make it to the playoffs and play against an Asian club and go a World Cup.
Brother,
if I may, I think there are a lot of factors. We're not irritated. Kurt, I think there are a lot of factors. I think there are a lot of factors that we have to consider where that point is concerned. Because even if we get a quality coach like Thomas Tuchel, right, would he have the time to build the squad? You know, spend December with the squad to get them ready for February or January, so we can start play some good ball game and qualify.
But Tapa now do that now.
Right, because Tapa
what squad him build with December?
No, there's no squad, man.
If we get a coach, would he have the time to spend?
Would have the time, because remember
build the squad.
USL and MLS ball, them now nothing to do. So we have time to call them, put them in our camp. They ain't got no.
Yeah, and remember, Speed spoke to maybe getting a game together in December.
Yeah, so
it would be a FIFA window still, so we'd have to use the MLS and USL.
Here what the challenge is, and my challenge with that right now. Yeah, my big problem with that right now. I think that's a joke, right? Because you're gonna call these players, you're gonna play
what is a joke?
System, and come January 27th,
you're not gonna see them.
Most of these players will
you're not gonna see them.
No, hold on.
So that's the big problem, you know. So I'm gonna get a new set of players who come in, and these other players, few of them gonna get even a sniffer or looking. So that's my problem.
How much MLS and USL baller is in the squad currently?
Yeah, so my question is, who you gonna call? You gonna call a local based players them?
No, I'm not talking about no local based players. I'm talking players who have played in the World Cup qualifiers.
How much of them out there?
Who are not playing no football.
How much of them out there? We can build a 22-man or 18-man squad out of it?
I think we can build a 18. If we can go 18,
I guarantee you.
We can go 15.
If we build a squad for a friendly international match.
Yeah, John, we're going to build that squad. No worries.
Yeah, no, we can't build a squad, you know. We can't build any squad. But I guarantee you, the players who play.
When I say we, I mean DTM.
Yeah, man. The majority, we're going to do that, man. the majority of players who play in that match come January 27th.
You not go see them.
Exactly.
And that's a fact. That's a fact.
When Corberg them don't play, you have Corberg, you have Alvas, you have Blake, you have Fisher, you have Javian Brown, you have Flemings, you have that are 6 already, you know. You have Walker.
Trevor said
them on there, we not use them on the brother.
They might be out for personal reasons.
You have Kemar Lawrence. You have
Taxi I tried to build up himself back after the injury.
So may I say, so at the end of the day, may I say, depending on how much money, as I say, I'm not telling you to call other look something the players.
We might have players in certain positions, especially defense.
But even if you call a local players, right? If you call local based players, Eddie, look at it like this. You must have 11 that has played in the World Cup qualifiers. There are 11 they have played. The other set of man them, something there. They might not be playing in the World Cup qualifiers, but after the World Cup qualifiers, they might get a look in. If a man tell me say we turn down the opportunity to come in our 22, where you see 11 man that plays in the World Cup qualifiers is on one team versus 11 man that is playing in the local base that is not in the World Cup qualifier, but they're in the pool, but they're not going to play in the World Cup qualifiers. You're saying that those players won't come?
Let me put it again. Take that money, that extra money that you're planning to waste on that friendly international.
Just like I said,
put it towards either getting a coach or saving some money in the kitty. Because at the end of the day, those players, majority of those players who play in that window, January 27th come, they will not.
But Adrian, well, I'm not supposed to get a coach by then. That's why they want to keep the game. You ever think about that?
If we get a coach by then, even when we get a coach by then, the majority of those players, I'm gonna say it again,
Yeah, but at least the coach will have a look at some of the players from early.
They're not going to get in the squad. It's going to be a waste of resources.
No, but at least you're going to look at a good 11. It's not that is in and around the team.
That will not be playing on the 27th. It's not a must-have, maybe,
But the 11 man from the World Cup squad that are playing, that are starting together. I am saying to you that 8 players are just called 8 players.
By the way, stop, CC. What do you mean by the 11 players who starting together?
But,
you know the 11 that
he mean 11 players that have gotten game time in the World Cup qualification.
I am saying to you that they are going to be in the World Cup squad in January as well. So if the man them not playing no football and they plays against one local team consistent in that period, come January, these players will benefit by what they're in the squad. I'm not talking about the other set of man them that are not going to be in the squad. I'm talking about the man them who is going to be in the squad, playing against like Harborview or Portmore. Harborview players and the Portmore players, some of these players won't be in the squad. So it's not, but they will be after the World Cup qualifier. We can look at them. But for the World Cup qualifiers, the guys that are in the squad, you're basically giving these guys playing time. So by the World Cup qualifiers come, these guys in the squad will also be playing as well as the guys who are playing in UK or Europe. Remember, Shamar, them are going to be playing ball now. So Shamar, all right. You understand? Some other players, someday, if when Leon Bailey come back from injury, Leon Bailey, all right. But I'm talking about the other guys that who are not playing any at all, who would get the chance to play against some teams and then ready for the World Cup qualifier. Them have match fitness, as in it's not official matches, but they would have that under their belt coming into the game instead of not playing any at all. I'm not talking about calling no new players or bringing no new man to the squad.
I understand what you're saying, CC, and I kind of like that idea. You have players like Ricardo Morris, the goalkeeper, JD White.
He never goes so far.
Mention the from Harborview, the Rasta man.
Alvas Powell. Those players will get a little chance.
Luca Levy.
Right.
Especially Fisher. Fisher get a next little game and then build.
Yeah, it's squad players that them are build, whether it is chemistry, a proper playing system. And we see this happen in other teams. we see the youngsters being promoted by Barcelona after being around the big team. So it can help in some cases. You can find a diamond in the rough.
No, but Messi,
And it's
look funny.
primarily because them not play why you not see them. But Adrian, we could actually have some exhibition match. JFF, we could actually have some exhibition match at the National Stadium. UK versus local. To earn some money, just talk to Babsy and ask her for permission.
That will never.
Yeah, but as I said, my point is in the basis of the guys who are in the squad getting some game time. Remember, the other guys, if a man play against Portmore United, we already know that for the next 6 games, we're not going to call on up to the national team. You understand? We don't have arrangement there. By the 6 games that is coming up, the guys that they are playing against won't be called up. But you're going to have like 22 guys. See, after the World Cup campaign, you still have that set of guys there. If I understand what I say, Eddie. But they will also have the guys from MLS and USL who are not playing getting game time.
Yeah, man. We get your point. We get your point.
You have other players that you will look at. But and some of the agents' point, the man they're not playing none at all. Because they're not playing the ball, they won't be playing any football.
Well, that's not my point, That's not my point. I won't allow you to tell what my point is. My point is simply this.
It's not going to really add much to chemistry, really.
You're going to call them. It's not going to add much to chemistry. The diamonds will not be unearthed because we saw...
So, you know that.
So, Adrian, I can't believe you said that on live something.
I have a body of work that is there, right? I've years
because it's not JC. Because it's not JC a player that said I'm not going to find a diamond.
No, man. But we have it there now. We know that come January 27th, right? The majority of players.
Taxi and play.
Well, taxi play now. Actually, I think if taxi is anything to look by in terms of how he limped off, I'm sure he's not going to be coming up to play a match in December right now like that because he don't look good, right? Corbett may be available. Who?
And you need to remember, it's Christmas time, how many of these players will be available? Think about it. You just finish the season, you might want to spend some time with the family.
They're going to use exactly what was used in, I said it earlier on, they're going to use exactly what was used in June for the trip.
Yeah, personal reasons.
No, man, them change, man. The man, them
we're not going to have everybody. We're not going to get everybody correct.
Well,
everybody not going to show up.
It's just speculation because they're not going to do that still anyway. So
you know how funny this is? We're in December, the 2nd of December to be exact, right? We don't know who the coach will be, right? We're talking about friendly international.
But you know who is the coach?
We don't even know who is the
coach. We know who is the coach. I mean, how did we get here?
This is not Manchester United, Adrian.
How did we get here? You're ready to fire Tapper. I don't have a replacement. But how we get here? This is years,
Me ask you if it's too late. I know you not answer that.
I did. I answered
it's too late to replace Tapper.
It is too late.
That's if you answer.
It is too late.
Should have done that before October.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
But I said it already. It's too
7
late.
points.
The only way, I'm telling you, if when they are fire Tapper, if it's from the committee put out the league, you have to have the president go so boom and drop it same time. If you want the access goes to stay so, that's trouble. You understand?
Oris Burla rolling in grave right now.
If Oris, by the time 0-100 hours, the board not even meet yet. The access drop. Basically, once you stay the access, it's not gonna. And I put it again, The only other type of players, the only other type of coach you can bring in at this stage is a coach who is actually familiar with the type of players them and who can guard them respect. Which means that if you go for international based player or overseas based coach, he may know some names of players, but him not have that type of mix there with them. I'm here the new coach bounce. Yeah, I forgot either draw fair one of those well-respected local coach, and some of my man gonna say, oh, you can't carry certain coach come coach certain top baller. Miguel Cole that way out of when the Qatar. Right?
Yeah.
You can't ask him for come break for him contract with him multi-million-dollar they might get for the year. And
Oh, you see the contract. You see the contract where him have.
Alright, let me put it this way. Him now go over Qatar for play for 100,000.
So I'm to Paul.
I don't know.
Paul is part of the team now. We have
Paul is part of the Tapa team, you know.
It's a problem.
If
I think Paul have much input.
If Tapa goes, everybody with him must go. Right? That's as far as I'm concerned. Because Tapa could have made all them decisions now, and everybody still and just not bob them it.
So Adrian,
from top to bottom.
So Adrian, I hear you saying that it is too late for us to replace Tapa. But are you keeping Tapa because you think him can qualify for the World Cup, or you just don't want to go to the World Cup? On what basis you keeping Tapa?
I'm not keeping
because
Tapa.
If you want to go to the World Cup, we stand a better chance with a different coach.
Like who?
We don't know that. We don't know that for certain, Kurt.
Like who?
Who said that? Listen to me. We need to win five or six of them games.
If we don't,
right?
Klinsmann.
So despite whose coach you get,
Klinsmann.
Which coach are gonna make win 5 of them 6 games then?
Klinsmann.
Pep.
If we keep the coach,
you mean Pepsi?
Do we expect to qualify? If we don't keep the coach and bring in a new coach, do we expect to qualify? The answer is no.
We don't expect to qualify either way.
That means you can change. You can make a change.
Exactly, you can change the coach.
And I keep on
stand a better chance.
Yeah, and I'm asking you. Yeah, may I ask you, Kurt? May I ask you, right? Who you have on the radar?
Klinsmann. Yeah.
I don't have a coach on the radar, but I don't
Klinsmann,
have Tapa as the one.
Klinsmann for me.
You want Paul? You want Paul?
Huh?
The German for me.
Paul for do what?
Who coach? Somebody have to coach it, you know. I'm asking, who going to coach?
I'm big up Paul.
What about Jürgen Klinsmann?
Hey,
you don't answer me. What about Klinsmann? Adrian, Klinsmann.
Who? Klinsmann to do what? You can't afford Klinsmann.
Of course.
Adrian, I see one of the comments that Speed said JFF have money.
And Paul, I know you're watching. You're watching Coach Hall.
Oh, Kurt.
Adrian, Speed came on the program and telling millions and millions of viewers that the JFF have money.
Kurt, Tigat, there's money and there's money. Okay.
Right.
So they have money to run their operations, and I have no doubt about it. We have looked
and
at
he say he has money and he say he has money for coach. He said that is
no problem. Say him having plan A, B, and C.
Yeah, B and C and D.
Is he a part of the plan?
I mean, if he's a part of the plan, he is a plan.
If he is the plan, is he a part of the plan?
If he gonna E, him say A, B, C.
No. He a part of the plan?
H,
E a part of the plan?
Yeah, he's part of management, Adrian. So he's planning. He's the one planning.
Right. So I don't know. He came on this program where millions and millions of fans was watching, and he said JFF have money.
I said them have money.
Yeah, man. I hear all that.
I don't think it's a money issue.
Yeah, I hear in the Trevitt and I hear Mr. Speed now. Let me tell you something. You see, if the JFF was in a position where them could actually pay off Tapa and hire who them really want to hire, this done long time, you know.
Yeah.
So yes, them have some money, but not the money to hire who them want to hire. And the coach that is coming don't want to put team reputation on the line.
Right.
To try to save
salvage the campaign
without some big money, because he's not going to want a 5-year contract, you know. He's not going to want just jump in to take this year alone, you know. He's going to want enough funds to carry him to another campaign.
No.
Exactly.
Probably interim for the remaining qualifiers.
Hey,
God.
we can't get a coach and pay them as them earn or pay them as them play.
No.
No, but I'm saying no would have money, no need the money right now.
Ricardo said, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose?
We have to gain. We have to gain.
I still don't
Nothing
think we
is
have
certain.
to change the coach.
Nothing is certain.
Yeah, but I think we can change the coach. Right?
All right, so people in the comments,
we need a new coach regardless.
Yeah, man. Tell us who should be the coach.
But Eddie, even if, as Adrian said, who are going to put their reputation on the line to come and try to salvage this campaign for the reggae boys? Which coach?
No, come on, Ricky, not that bad. Which is Dean Smith take Norris job. You know that bad.
Norwich, that's a money move. That's a money move.
It's not a situation where you can mash up your legacy by taking the Jamaican job.
In addition to that, Eddie, in addition to that, we have players who can play to qualify for the World Cup. It's not
we have the players.
A Rocks team them have. We have quality players.
I mean, we can organize this squad, you know.
If any players are come, their reputation, if any coach are come, their reputation will only be tarnished by the management.
Yes, so
more reputation gone.
Yes, so here my thing is quite simple, right? If you move out Tapper, I need to see who the coach are come right now. Somebody needs to be throwing out some names out there, right? Somebody needs to be throwing out some names.
That's why we don't want I am sure up on this channel today. Team Birdies. I don't know if him have the names.
Shut that bird.
So, Mannings, if you're watching, we need the names.
That bird. Okay.
We need the names.
When name they don't want change, you know. That's all like I get 10 love, and you still don't willing to change.
No, let me tell you what it is. CC. So I tell you already, you know, there's a recognition on my part that when you're doing these things, they are done in a particular fashion, right? It's like how we did don't know. So when Jerry go out and make him talk, the man them done there prepare Paul already. If you're quick, the Ricky Hill argument gets shut down, boom, he just gets shot so. And the president say rubbish. If you're
Ricky Hill.
If Ricky tell us say even know I'm getting at this. Right? If you're quick, the president tell us say here what no. These are rubbish. I'm saying usually when people make changes, them make them definitive statement. As a matter of fact, the October window, when the question was asked to the president, he was very emphatic. He said, "Don't ask me that." No, he might tell us say a rubbish. It's a different narrative, you know.
So, Adrian, and is that person you're using as reference, you know, same person who said, "Don't ask me that," I said, "A rubbish."
So are you saying to me that we can't?
And on both occasions, Tapa is still here.
But I say, are you saying to me that we can't? Remember, you know, it's the interim. So it's what, like 2 months, right? You're telling me that we can't get up. Let me tell you the problem is. You know the problem lies? If you get a course of 2 months, you probably have to pay them minimum $5 million. You understand? Minimum $5 million.
Need so much money, man.
What?
You need so much money for paying.
What is that? You don't need so much money,
man.
What we have paid for 2 months?
Who are they?
For 2 months?
If we get club for our pay, 2 months, $5 million.
This team are different.
Not US, not US, Ricky. Not US.
That's still too much.
Why is it? This is the basis on what.
So much I think Tapa make. Much I think Tapa make.
Tapa is getting 850. Tapa is getting less than $1 million per month.
Yeah, just less than
$1 million per month. Just put it like that. Less than $1 million per month. So for 2 months, he probably earn 1.8 or so. So I am saying to you that if you get a coach right now, remember say Schaefer did I get $6 million a month, you know, based on the exchange rate, 50,000 US a month. So I'm saying if you get a coach right now, more than likely you'd have to pay them at least minimum $5 million. That is what them probably not look them no want to do. They would have want to bring in a coach.
Well, CC, the money that they quote for Tapa is that US or Jamaican?
As in, I'm saying that when
Jamaican.
The rate, at where the rate is, it still don't reach $1 million.
No. Well, also Tapa still not getting $1 million.
And the rate gone up. Exactly.
So why don't want to fire the man? Or do want the man to do a good job and him not get paid? Who do a good job? Hold on. Who can do a good job when they're a Kirk? Come on. Who do a good job when they don't get paid?
You look like you have brought too long enough.
So Tiga, Tapa and his employer would have negotiated the fees and set out the targets that they need for him to achieve based on them payment. Right. So it is not for me or you to say him not get paid because they negotiated those rates, right? So on that basis, him accept the job at the pay where them are paying him need to deliver or else him leave and say them not pay.
You know why Tapa took the job?
No, but him not gonna leave.
You know
because
why? Nobody else was going to take it.
Well, if you build in a house and you don't want your house to build good, you get a mason that can't work or a carpenter that don't know the work. I give him the job. I pay him any amount of money you want to pay him. Just with the football, they didn't want to qualify for the World Cup, so they get a coach and pay him anything they want to pay him.
The job of patriotism, because look at it like this. The money that they're paying.
What kind of no add things to it, man. Move the
no, I'm saying to you,
if they want a real coach
for the job, nobody else would have taken it. But because Tapa is a World Cup man, legend and Jamaican big ball, and the man love him country to the point, him took the job. Even in himself, him knows say, the job is not worth that money. But he took the job on the basis that nobody else. Remember, it was said that they were going to give. They were offering Mr. Brown $100 US per day or per match, something around like that. So it would not have amounted to 3,000. Remember the first contract was 375,000 Jamaican dollar. Them offer.
Yeah, him get a new improved offer.
And then Babsy came in
Babsy step in and go up.
Then top it up. Take us 750,000. Remember me I said that. Convert that in the US to what you like, and then him still reach $1 million. So I'm saying.
So that means Babsy could have stepped in on the new coach contract too.
Now we're talking.
That's why I'm trying to say that a lot of factors involved.
That me I talk about.
Now we're talking.
We're going to get the minister on the channel.
Right. So JFF need a sloppy job, so they get a sloppy coach. So man, that one not bad for coach.
But Tiga, they negotiated and Tapa accepted the job, right?
Yeah, because him
if him never like the money, him could have go in. Could have resign.
Exactly, Eddie.
Hold on.
See, somebody else don't take the money, man.
What Jamaica is doing first? Hold on. What
me not take the job
first.
Me not take the job.
What I do first? What him that do? Him that coach a big side? Was he coaching a big side?
So CC.
He never coach a big side.
He don't have mobile.
So CC, there are Jamaicans.
The job, of course.
There are Jamaicans out there qualified coach with A license.
With which license?
CONCACAF A license coach. Who said that they would take the job for free. Tiga, where you're a virgin from America name? Kevin. What? Huh?
When did they get this license?
Me not offer license, sir, so me not see them license. See the date on their license.
Most of these coaches got their license when Tapa get them license. You hear me tell you? Enough for them. And we have the list
so that mean them not better? That mean they're not better?
No, I'm trying to say to you that when you're saying A license, I don't know how much CONCACAF A license coach have, but I know that majority of the man
and the
B license that they got. 2019 when Tapa get him license, majority of them got. You know, say I don't if Wait get him license yet. I don't really want to because he never got it in 2019.
Coming up.
Andre Wall got him. Speed got his. Dookie got his. T got recently got his in the November set of persons. So I am trying to say that who is these qualified?
So CC, when I said Jamaicans, I'm not talking about the man them who live and born and approach of Jamaica. So earlier them say we not say UK born or US born, they must say Jamaican. So you see why the description is necessary, yeah?
It's necessary too, man.
It's necessary sometimes,
man. But I'm saying that a lot of persons were calling other coaches. So I'm saying to you that other coaches are qualified by their QBEs. They're qualified by experience, but not qualification and paper over Tapa. So a lot of them coaching like the Premier League teams and a lot of these teams because they have level 1 and level 2 JFF, something the certificate. But then they didn't have.
Here's my thing, right? I hear all of these A, B, and C license being called up. And as far as I'm concerned, I said it before. I can pick this starting 11. It's not that difficult, right? Yep. All of them chopping and changing or going now with. We can pick a proper 11. When you sit down on the pitch, you get better results than what is happening.
But it's the picking of the team is not the problem.
It's the thing about your starting 11
team is not the problem.
No, I can't
disagree now because we start attacking certain people, so
pick a proper squad and pick a proper starting 11. You can, and when we're done, you can disagree with me in terms of who is on the pitch, but I can tell you why I pick who I pick and why I set up my team or I set it up. I don't even need a coaching license for that.
But remember, I'm telling you,
I watch football and I play football long enough to know how a team's supposed to set up.
But I'm saying to you that you need with the coaching license. I'm not sure this, but enough people are not looking at. With the coaching license comes a practicum type side of it. There's a practicum side of it, right? Where you basically you can. It's not like you go. Is the age-old debate UE versus UTEC or some person who put where you go UE and do a bag of theory, and a man saying go UTEC and him have internship and practical, right? So
and then he told him end up at the same job.
Car center. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just saying that
no.
With the pro license, with the license comes a practicum, comes certain things that you have to do in order to qualify and get the license. So when you do these things, you learn and realize that you learn different systems, different strategies to employ, different ways in which you can utilize players. So if you didn't go through that system, the only way to coach is by experience, by doing it a longer period of time. So a man might coach 10 years, but a man who coach one. Look at Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola never had a coach a big team for a long period of time. But he came in Barcelona first team after him a coach youngsters them coming at the first team and start dominate. You understand? So it's not necessarily so some coaches have to take 10 years because they don't have the requisite license. So then basically have to use experience. So the 10 year now, you have to see how you grow with different players over different period of time.
Fifi, my area and all of that coaching explanation sound very good. I'm just saying, at the end of it all, right, picking a reasonably good team, putting a system together, the players at the disposal shouldn't be this difficult. Every single match, we can't have a different starting 11, right? You don't have no form or void. You're basically patching up a team will look like Frankenstein.
But we need a system coach. That's why I say players don't really matter because if we have a system coach, players interchangeable.
Man, I not just system alone, man. I just system alone.
I think this is a comment of the night. Big up Andre Moore.
Yes.
Oh, stop it, Andre. Not nice.
Oh, God.
Listen, a Ballon d'Or come on for the show, but they won't stop.
Kind of needed that one for the show, but my God.
All over the place. Yeah, and with that, we want to thank all the guests that came on the show. We want to big up Chris that came on. We want to big up CC that came on.
Michael Elliott,
I
top
want
of
to
my
big up.
license.
I want to big up Adrian. I want to big up Kirk. I want to big up Ricky. This has been another Thursday night
Big up CC.
live. All right. Yeah, we big up CC. Yeah, man, we big up CC.
Big up
CC.
Big up everybody in the comment section.
Big up everybody in the comment section. Thank you for joining us. This has been another Thursday night live. Join us next week again when we have more discussion on what is happening in the world of football.
Yeah, man. So news on Tapper.
News on Tapper. Any breaking, just stay with the DTM and you get the breaking. All right. So once again, thanks everybody. Thank all the 34 persons that watch us and everybody that smashed the like button. We want to thank you very much. And we want you guys to keep safe. And we'll see you next Thursday night. Have a wonderful night. Be blessed.